everyone to WrestleMania 5. The fucking Mega Powers collide. The main event is Hulk Hogan challenging the world champion, the Macho Man Randy Savage. It's epic. And as Willie said, yeah, what's up? It's April 2nd, 1989. Yeah, it's a rewind here. Retro Thursday watch along. Just me tonight. K Fabulous not feeling well, so you guys will have to keep me entertained. WrestleMania will certainly keep me entertained. I'm a couple minutes late. I'm several minutes late, so we're not going to start right at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna give people some time to get in here. I'm going to go over the card real quick though. So a couple people filtering in. Yeah, it's a good WrestleMania, as I remember. It's a long one, but it's a good one. I know the opening match is King Haku with Bobby Heenan versus Hercules. Bobby Heenan manages 4 matches on this show, and he wrestles in a match also. So it's practically like Bobby Heenan Mania for real. There's 14 matches, and he's involved in 5 of them. Eric, I hope she feels better. Thank you. Yeah, she'll be fine. It's nothing serious. She's just not feeling great. Thank you though. Looking for a spoiler-free card because I like to go into these. If I don't remember it's fine. Some of these I remember who wins, but we got King Haku with Bobby Heenan taking on Hercules. We got the Rockers, which if you don't know, that's Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. They're taking on the Twin Towers, which is the Big Boss Man and Akeem. Akeem, formerly known as One Man Gang, and he is managed by, or they are managed by Slick. We got Brutus the Barber Beefcake versus the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, accompanied by Virgil. We got the Bushwhackers versus the Fabulous Rougeaus. That's Jacques Rougeau, who later became the Mountie and later became Quebecer Jacques, and Raymond Rougeau. That'll probably be the worst match of the night. We got the Blue Blazer, which is Owen Hart, taking on Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. We got the World Tag Team title. It's a handicap match. Demolition and Axe and Smash, the champs, defend against Mr. Fuji, the Barbarian, and the Warlord. Oh, wait, I said that would be the worst match. This will be the worst match. Dino Bravo, accompanied by Frenchie Martin, takes on former NWA World Champion Ronnie Garvin. We got the Brainbusters. That's Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, accompanied by Bobby Heenan, taking on Strike Force. That's Rick Martel and Tito Santana. That's going to be a good one. We got Jake the Snake Roberts taking on Andre the Giant with Bobby Heenan. And the special ref is Big John Studd. We got Rhythm and Blues. That's the Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine, accompanied by Jimmy Hart. And they're taking on the Hart Foundation. That's Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart. We got an Intercontinental title match. The Ultimate Warrior defends against Rick Rude. Ravishing Rick Rude, I should say, with Bobby Heenan. We got Bad News Brown versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's going to suck. The ones that I'm not saying are going to suck are going to be good. And then Bobby Heenan has a match. Bobby Heenan, accompanied by the Brooklyn Brawler for some reason, is going to take on the Red Rooster, which is Terry Taylor. And then the main event, as you'll see behind me here, is World Champion, the Macho Man Randy Savage, defending against Hulk Hogan. And Eric says the Twin Towers should have been WWF Tag Team Champions that year. They're a formidable team, that's for sure. And then if we have any questions or any disputes, I have my Pro Wrestling Illustrated 2000 Wrestling Almanac and Book of Facts here. So this anything I need to know is in these pages. This has served me very well since 2000. But yeah, we'll start here in just a couple minutes. So, go ahead and get it queued up on. I'll probably start like 8:05. It's 8:03 right now. So go ahead and get it queued up on Peacock, and it'll start automatically. You got to press rewind and then pause real quick. So, you want it paused at 0, obviously. And then I'll do a countdown. this is not the countdown, but I will say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. And so we all press play together. And if you're watching this after the live, I mean, it works the same way, except, we can't talk, obviously. Willie says the best wrestling match on this day wasn't even on this card. Oh, okay. Well, that's curious. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a second and I'll try and figure it out. Well, I looked in the NWA section. So I'm probably out of wait. Trying to guess here. Okay. Oh, NWA World Champion Ricky Steamboat beat Ric Flair in a best of 3 falls match, Clash of the Champions 6. Bam! That's why you need the Wrestling Almanac and Book of Facts right there. I assume that's what you're talking about, Willie. It has to be. So yeah, NWA counter program, or I guess they were WCW at that point. WCW counter programmed WrestleMania with a Clash of the Champions 6, which I bet was better than WrestleMania actually. But it's WrestleMania season, so we're watching WrestleMania. We're probably gonna watch. I got my Halloween Havoc shirt. We're probably actually gonna watch a Halloween Havoc very soon. I'm not sure which one, but just to break up and not just have it all WrestleManias. We'll watch a Halloween Havoc. We're gonna watch WCW Uncensored 1995. Um, this is throughout March and April, and we'll watch a couple more WrestleManias. So fun stuff happening. We got more people who just came in, so go ahead and real quick get Peacock pulled up. Go to WrestleMania, obviously. Pick WrestleMania 5 and it'll start automatically. So you need to press rewind and then pause it. And it may take you a couple times, but you need to pause it at 0, triple zeros, obviously. And we're going to start in like 30 seconds here. We'll start. But yeah, it's a good card. It's a long card, but it's good. We watched WrestleMania 4 last week, which sucked. I mean, we had fun. Like the I don't think the podcast sucked, but man, that show sucked. It's okay. It's not WrestleMania 4. It's okay. That's enough. Enough. Hey, Ripley. Come here. Come. Sorry about that. But yeah, WrestleMania 4 sucked. I hate to say. It was a big tournament for the world title. But man, just felt like random matches thrown together. Most of them weren't very good, and a couple of them had shitty endings and just not a good show. I remembered it as a great show, but it wasn't. All right, we're gonna get ready and start here. So I hope you have WrestleMania 5 pulled up and paused at 000. But throughout the night, if you're watching this after the fact, throughout the night, I'm going to tell you, oh, we're at 15 minutes and 30 seconds. We're at 25 minutes, whatever, blah blah blah. So if you get off, you can get back on track with us. But we're going to start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. So you should hear a saxophone and be seeing some clouds right now. And I'm not going to talk during this intro. Trump Plaza. It's going to be fast, hot, and furious here at WrestleMania 5. All the questions will be answered. Hold on, fasten your seatbelts, and get ready for the most exciting 7 hours of wrestling you have ever seen as part of WrestleMania 5. Right now, though, without any further ado, we're going to take you down to the ringside for our opening ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, here to sing America the Beautiful, Yeah, Eric, WrestleMania 4 was like watching WWF TV matches, yeah, and not in a good way. Rockin' Robin is singing America the Beautiful. Okay. It's already terrible. Why'd they let her do this? What? Yee. America doesn't deserve this. Christ almighty. Phew. I honestly feel like I could have done it better. It's a hard song to sing. But yikes. Yipers. But the announcers are Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura. So for those of you who just joined us, we're watching WrestleMania 5. We are at 2 minutes, 48 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, our opening contest is this match is probably not going to be great, but it gets better from here, I promise. It's a bad pick for the opening match. Let down here, but how many guys are carrying that thing? It looks like 4 to 6 in my pocket, chapter around there. We see a hard floor here today. It's like that. He's happy. He's excited about the crowd. He'll have to face another former member, Jess. So I think Haku won King of the Ring, which was not a pay-per-view at this point. I'm not even sure if it was on TV. I'm not sure. I don't know. For those of you who just joined us, watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock, we are at 4 minutes and 12 seconds. I'm not going to be doing that as regularly all night. Don't worry. People keep joining. So Willie says, as the show, The Clash was not better than WrestleMania 5. Oh, okay. I have to honestly say, I've seen the Flair Steamboat match, but I've never seen the full Clash of the Champions 6, so got to try and see that. Yes, that's one of the best matches I've ever seen. Yeah. I had to jog my memory, but yes, I remember the exact match. Yeah, that was one of the best rivalries in wrestling, Flair and Steamboat. Just two of the best. You know why, Gorilla? Because we're on a long shot there. You can't tell. You can get a close-up to see that. Oh, okay, Eric. Bobby gave him the crown. Excuse me. I think they were doing King of the Ring at this point. Maybe 88 or 89 was the first one. I could be wrong. I know it started in the late 80s. But okay. Anybody been watching any college basketball or anything? Been gambling? Did a little gambling today.
Tag team titles on the line, the Intercontinental Championship on the line, Ravishing Rick Rude challenging the Ultimate Warrior, and of course the Mega Powers exploding for the Heavyweight Championship. Well, that's the one I'm waiting for, Jess. But what intrigues me, what is unusual and
Okay, yes, there was King of the Ring at this point, but Haku did not win. The King of the Ring at this point was the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. He beat Randy Savage to be the 1988 King of the Ring in October of '88. The winners before it was a pay-per-view: Don Morocco, Harley Race, Randy Savage, Ted DiBiase, Tito Santana, Bret Hart, and then they didn't do it in 1992, and then Bret Hart won it again in '93. So like I said, I think this first match may suck, but it gets better. Willie says live on pay-per-view they threw it to Rockin' Robin and she had stage fright. Yeah, she definitely did. I feel bad for her. Eric says King of the Ring started in '85. Yep. They had 2 intros. America the Beautiful twice. I think there might be a glitch in your matrix. I just saw one. And Eric says, I hope Missouri wins the tournament. And Eric, was it on TV, the King of the Ring? I'm not sure, honestly. Like before '93. I don't know.
A second one. And I'll tell you, I can't believe Hercules is handling the king pretty easy.
I don't know. Wikipedia does not say whether it was on TV or not. Cage Match may, though.
This is a stupid move by Hercules.
Yeah, I hope Carolina wins the tournament. We're in North Carolina here. Yeah, I bet on Carolina today against Wake Forest, and we won. And then I bet on the money line, and then I bet on Georgia Tech plus 9.5 against Duke. And Georgia Tech lost, but they covered the spread. So I won 2 bets today. Not a lot of money, but Willie says Harley Race was seriously injured, so he was removed from the Heenan family. He gave the king title to Haku. There you go. Yeah, and then we didn't see Harley Race for a little bit, and then he came back as a manager in WCW. I'm not sure where he was until then. And if you look in the front row, yeah, you'll see Donald Trump there. Congratulations. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm not gambling. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I gamble on basketball and football. May try some baseball this year. We'll see. You really got to know pitchers to gamble on baseball, I think. Donald Trump, loving it.
Checking in there, asking him if he's all right to continue. Bear Hug slapped on. And he could slap it out with the best of them. Well, what this is, I don't think he'll get a submission out of her.
It's weird. Donald Trump has no food, no drink.
Hercules can't get a full breath of air.
Nothing.
His muscles can't get the oxygen he needs.
Not even a cocktail. Does he drink? I don't know if he drinks.
What would a gorilla know about bear hugs? Gorillas know a lot about bear hugs. I got news for you.
Like I said, this match is not it's not the best. But it gets going after this match.
But it's taking its toll. He's got that shoulder planted in his sternum. That's what's helping him out right there. And also you notice he's got his head tucked underneath Hercules' arm, although Herc's starting now to wedge his way in there. But he slipped one arm in there. He's trying to get both of them through. He's got that right one through. He's trying to force that left arm through. Just about got it. If he gets it through there, he's going to be able to reverse this. He is screaming at King Haku, saying, don't let it break it open. It's already broken open. What a power display by Haku. And the fans appreciated it. Oh. Yeah, himself wide open on that one, and there's the experience of King Haku. The martial arts coming into play.
Eric says, "Do you think Raw and SmackDown need to do an outdoor show?" I would love it. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, I love one of my favorite WrestleManias. Honestly, is WrestleMania 9. It was the
I seem to remember you doing that.
first outdoor one. And of course, now they do them all outdoors. I think pretty much. But yeah, I love an outdoor wrestling show. That would be a good idea. Throw some of those in there. As many tickets as WWE is selling right now, they could do it. Willie says this version of WrestleMania 5 has been edited live on pay-per-view. There were 2 intros for the song. Oh, okay. Thank you. Willie, always a font of trivia. Pseudo history, what's up? Says Sergeant Slaughter forever. And Willie says, yeah, that's what I would thought. King of the Ring was a house show for a long time. That's what I was thinking. And then a couple years, the winner got a world title shot. A couple of years before the pay-per-view started. And then, of course, the pay-per-view started, and the winner for several years got a world title shot, or was supposed to. Bret Hart won in 93, and it got taken away by Lex Luger. Dylan is there. What's up, man? I'm on my way home. Dylan was actually in the hospital, and he's doing better, and he's on his way home, so that's fantastic. Maybe if he feels good enough, he'll join me on this, but I doubt it. But I'm glad he's on his way home. That's great to hear. So for those of you who just joined us watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock, we are at 13 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, that's over. Well, that was a boring match, but like I said, it gets better after. It gets better now.
See Haku swinging and missing. Hercules catches the king. Beautiful back suplex right there into a bridge. Hercules rolls the shoulder. Gets the one.
And I believe next we have the Rockers versus the Twin Towers. Dylan says maybe. Yeah, Kay Fabulous is not feeling well tonight, so it's just me, Dylan. So if you feel like joining me, for any amount of time, that would be cool. Because it's just harder without someone here. I mean, I'm here for y'all, but here are the Rockers.
And the Big Boss Man managed by Slick against the Rockers. They are Marty today and you, Shawn Michaels.
I'll tell you what, this is the moment of truth. All the talking is over with. Everybody's talking about how the Twin Towers, they can't be beat. I'll tell you what, Twin Towers, the King, the Big Boss Man, the Rockers, Marty Jannetty, and Shawn Michaels going to show you something today at WrestleMania 5 that you've never seen before. And what's it going to be like when the two big men are trying to catch grease like a G?
All right, big match, big bad indeed, Marty.
That's right. We're taking on the biggest team of professional wrestling. And just to come out in one piece would be a victory. But the Rockers want much more than that, of course. We want to come out the winners. And to do that, we're going to have to rock and roll, stretch, roll, slam, and jam, and everything that we do best. Acting specialty, that's what it's going to be. So get ready, because we're ready. We're ready. Grease lightning, we're coming. Come on, boy.
So the Rockers, I don't know, I hate to ruin it for anybody, but Bret Hart alleges that they were serial rapists. That they would drug women at bars and then take them back to their hotel rooms and fuck them. So that sucks. And Marty Jannetty on the Marty Jannetty Dark Side of the Ring implied that he murdered someone one time. I don't know what was up with that. I don't know. But yeah, Rockers apparently very good wrestlers, but apparently not very good guys. I hate to say. Here we got the Big Boss Man and Akeem, the African Dream.
Well, I'm not going to argue
Yeah, Eric said right. After Bret Hart won in '93, won King of the Ring in '93, Jerry the King Lawler attacked him, and then they had a feud where they had a match at SummerSlam '93. And if you've never seen SummerSlam '93, I don't know if I'd call it the best SummerSlam. It's my favorite SummerSlam for sure. So I would check it out. SummerSlam '93, good stuff. As I remember it, like every match was good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's got like Lex Luger versus Yokozuna, Razor Ramon versus Ted DiBiase, 1-2-3 Kid versus IRS, Doink the Clown versus Brett versus Jerry Lawler. Heavenly Bodies versus the Steiner Brothers. There's a 6-man tag. Shawn Michaels versus Mr. Perfect. I mean, it's a good fucking show. Good enough that I actually remember the card, which I never usually don't. And Eric says WWF in '93 was a good year. Hell yeah, it was. But see, a lot of it is nostalgia for me. I mean, that's the year I got into wrestling, so it was like that year, '93 and '94, are really two of my favorite years. For WWF and WCW. I got into WCW first, and then like a month later, I got into WWF also. And I used to watch GWF, the Global Wrestling Federation. Whichever one used to be on ESPN. I think that was the GWF.
He's getting hammered in there, just like a ping pong ball, back and forth. All reversal now. He went in there 60 miles an hour. Leapfrog over the top. Who was daydreaming? Daydreaming? Yes, he was sitting over there in the apron. Well, I would imagine the King figured maybe a little more sportsmanship out of the Rockers. Well, that's a cheap shot, Gorilla. I thought it was rather exciting and rather innovative.
Yeah, GWF was on ESPN. I watched that as well. Shawn Michaels doing the moonwalk. Shit. Willie says we're about to see one of the best clotheslines in WrestleMania history. All right. And Eric Tate says Brother Love was in GWF. I do not remember that. Like the only thing I remember from GWF is Iceman Parsons. That's literally all I remember. But I watched it like every time it was on.
What was he thinking about? Everything is history until now. This is happening. This is what's going on. Play devil's advocate a little, Gorilla. Maybe the Towers took the Rockers a little too lightly here. Maybe. Maybe they figured since they had this huge weight advantage that they were going to waltz this match. Well, I think the Slickster's a little bit smarter than that, Jess. At least he comes across that way to me. Well, I can only go by what's happened so far.
And Willie says Shawn Michaels today is not the same man. Right, yeah. I mean, it seems that way. I mean, from old reports, yeah. I mean, people can change, definitely, yeah.
And he telegraphed that move as well.
I wasn't trying to run him down, really. I was just sharing some dark history of wrestling, which unfortunately there's a lot of. But it's a weird life for those guys, just putting your body on the line night after night on the road, fucking 365, almost 365 back then. They would do 2 or 3 shows in a day. WWF would. Crazy. Willie says SummerSlam 91 is nothing to sneeze at either. That's very true. Mr. Perfect versus Bret Hart. I remember that from SummerSlam 91. So that's like enough right there, yeah. And Johnny says Shawn Michaels might be the best wrestler to have 2 runs. I think you may be right there. Yeah. I really thought he was done in '98 when he retired. But I guess it just turns out he didn't want a job to Austin for 3 or 4 years or whatever, and
To get in and out as they're doubling up. Doesn't take much of that doubling up.
Well, you know, and then you got
yeah, Shawn Michaels is great. I mean, I think we've talked about it before on here. You know, a lot of people had their best career match with Shawn Michaels. I mean, top 10, definitely. Whether I like him or not, top 10. Eric says in '89 I was 16. I was 5. So I saw this one, but I saw it on tape from like Blockbuster Video, you know.
and that's to the Twin Towers advantage. The Rockers need to speed.
And Johnny says I prefer Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect King of the Ring '93 match over their SummerSlam match. Both great matches. And Willie says yes, Global was on in the afternoon on ESPN. Yeah, I remember that.
Right to his knees in a hurry.
It was weird. I started watching WCW, and then that same week, I like found GWF on ESPN. And then, like I said, like a month later, I got into WWF. 1 or 2 months later, I got into WWF. I'm not sure what the delay was. I don't know. I don't know. Might have something to do with the fact that Raw was on at 9 o'clock on Mondays, and I was 9 years old. I would stay up. I would watch it from like 9 to 9:30, but I would never get to see the whole thing. Eric says, I love the afternoon WrestleMania. Oh, yeah, definitely. I wish they did it always did it in the afternoon. I mean, I'm old. I don't want to stay up till midnight for, for pay-per-views. I wish they were all in the afternoon. Just having their way with the African Dream. Double shoulder block. I will be right back, y'all.
That was the most flagrant double teaming I've seen in a long while.
Yes, we have one guest referee. You want to be another one?
I believe he irritated a team.
Somebody did almost decapitated.
And look at this. Look at this. If he hits this, it's all over.
We're gonna have a big upset here now. Which you got out of
He was about 4 feet from the end there. That's another illegal double team. It's been over 5, Gorilla. Who's illegal? They're still doing it. This is crazy.
All right. It sounds like I missed the clothesline. Johnny says after school cartoons and Saturday morning cartoons were amazing. Yes, they were. My favorites back then were definitely the Real Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Cops, if anybody remembers Cops, Fighting Crime in the Future Time, Brave Star, Silverhawks, all that shit. It was a great time. Some of them don't hold up, but there we go. The Twin Towers get the win, as they should have. Good match.
Bodyguard Virgil later this afternoon, WrestleMania 5 against Brutus the Barber Beefcake. A man who knows a little bit about strutting and a lot about cutting, if you know what I mean.
Listen, little man. First of all, I have anxiously anticipated this day for some time. WrestleMania 5, because you see, out of the crowd today, there are going to be people that are members of my club, the highly elite. I'm talking about people like Donald Trump and Henry Kravitz, people with clout, people.
Who the fuck is Henry Kravitz?
Stevie demolished Beefcake. Oh, yeah, Beefcake. You are looking at a man who spends thousands of dollars being the finely groomed individual that I am. And if you think you're going to put those scrubby paws of yours on this head of hair, you better think again. Because today you meet your destiny, that being defeated by the greatest athlete in the World Wrestling Federation, the $1 Million Man, as is evident by this $1 million worth of gold and diamonds around my waist.
It shines like I do, brighter than any star in the World Wrestling Federation.
Okay, let's go back to girls.
What a great laugh, man.
Obviously,
Yeah, everybody, I don't know, sound off. What were your favorite Saturday morning? Willie says, I was 12 years old, recuperating from double leg surgery. Eey. Watching this from a hospital bed. Man, there's Donald Trump. That sucks, Willie. I hate to hear that. 12 years old, surgery. I had surgery, but I was an adult. I can't even imagine having surgery when you're a kid. Not a fun thing. For those of you who haven't had major surgery, not fun.
Virgil and the gentleman
It's a weird feeling
in Palm Beach.
to know that people have cut you up and like changed your insides. Like I have screws in my spine, like old Luigi Mangione. I hurt my back a long time ago. What year is it? 12 years ago, I hurt my back. Yeah, hopefully that helped you out, Willie. Willie says, I think somebody caught Shawn Michaels' head in the third row. So I don't know if this is for the $1 million belt or not. It does. I guess it's not. It's a good theme. How did you get hurt? I used to have a business where I had arcade machines. I used to be really big in arcade and pinball machines. And I had a business where I, put them in different places, like comic book shops and coffee shops and stuff like that. And, usually a pinball machines are fucking heavy. Like they're like 400, 500 pounds. Some of them, I'd say 400 pounds, maybe. Some of the bigger ones. And usually the head of the pinball machine, you fold it up, you take the legs off, you put it on a dolly, and then you can wheel it. And it's not a big, I mean, it's like heavy, but it's not a big deal. It's not going to hurt you. But one time, it was a Twilight Zone pinball, which is one of the biggest pinballs ever made, like heaviest, I mean. And instead of breaking it down and putting it on a dolly, I was moving it from like a back room to the front room. And me and this other guy, I was just like, let's just pick it up. I was like, let's just muscle it. We did, we're going 100 feet. I was like, I don't want to fucking break it down to move it 100 feet. Terrible idea. And then I, like, as soon as we got like halfway there, I knew something was fucked up. And then I couldn't even stand up straight. And I had like a slip disc. And then so the discs are in between your spine, your vertebrae, and so I had a slip disc. So then my bone was like pinching my nerve, and then it took 8 fucking years until I could find a doctor that would do surgery. Because you got to go through physical therapy, and I had shots in my back, and this and that. You got to go through like every goddamn thing until insurance will pay for surgery. Anyways, but that's how I got hurt. And then they sucked out the disc. They put in an artificial disc. They put 3 screws in my spine to hold everything in place. And then they took a cadaver bone and they connected it to my bone down here. And it grows, which is fucking crazy. It was an experimental thing, but that's what happens is the cadaver bone connected to a live bone, it grows and connects to the live bone up here. And that's what they did. And man, the recovery from that was not fun at all. It took me months to recover. They told me, "Oh, you'll be up the next week." No, no. Willie says, "I'm guessing that Henry Kravis was a rich guy when I was 12 and you were 5." Yeah, I guess so. I never heard the name.
Ooh, I want your millionaire friends. I don't know. Not Marv. Oh, no. I didn't say it at your age, did I? Oh. Time out. He wants time out again. He signaled the referee. There is no time out. Professional wrestling, as we said earlier on. I know you like to rub elbows with those guys, Jeff. No. They like to rub elbows.
I wonder who Donald Trump's favorite wrestler was.
Find out all the Hollywood gossip. Sure.
I don't know.
I was on the plane the other day with Farrah Fawcett. Couldn't keep
Feels like it would be the $1 Million Man, right? But I don't know.
Can you substantiate that? Certainly. Ryan O'Neal saw the whole thing. I doubt it. Wow, and there's the $1 million.
I think he used to care more about money than he does now. I don't think the man even, I don't want to get into a whole political thing here. I don't think the man even really cares about money that much. He cares about like success and image, you know, which in our society comes from money, unfortunately. Willie says the only time DiBiase defended that belt at WrestleMania was the following year at WrestleMania 6. That's what I remember. I don't remember who he fought, but I remember that. And Eric says he thinks Trump's favorite wrestler is Hulk Hogan. I think that's right, too. Which, hey, man, that's a good pick. I love Hulk Hogan. I know. I know that's not, like, correct to say, but, you know, if you took every wrestler who had some bad shit in their personal life and you were like, you can't like them, it's just like the rest of us. We all got bad shit in our personal lives, you know. Just the only reason we know about theirs is because they're famous, you know. So I try not to judge people too harshly, really, and try and just, you know, look at them as performers. And my point is, I like Hulk Hogan. Thought he was great at what he did, you know. For most of his years, at least. Willie says, I love being able to share my useless wrestling knowledge. I know it's fun, right? That's why I started this. Yeah, it is fun to be able to talk to people who know what the fuck you're talking about. Definitely. Which I started as a horror site at first, which is why we're called No Bones. And then I was like, man, I know way more about wrestling than I do about horror movies, so we changed to wrestling. But, you know, we still do horror movies sometimes. In fact, coming up very soon, we're going to do a watch-along of They Live, starring Rowdy Roddy Piper. It's a John Carpenter film, the director who did the original Halloween and the Thing remake from the 80s.
That's one thing about DiBiase. You're not going to see him make the simple mistakes like not hooking the leg. It's going to take a big kick out. You know, mechanically, DiBiase thinks in that ring. He's a thinking wrestler. Setting him up once again. Irish whip in. Look out.
It's been a good match. These other matches have been so much better than that opener, I think.
Mistake for a pro. Yes, he did. Made me look bad as a color man, didn't he? Oh, that's not all that difficult. Suplex coming up. Who's going to get it?
Eric said, how have you been on YouTube? You mean like performance-wise? Decent. Like the most watched video featuring like just us. Like we put up clips that have done really well. Clips of wrestling that did really well. But the most watched clip of like just us doing watch-alongs with podcasts or whatever, I think it's around like 500 views. It was a Halloween Havoc watch-along. So we're getting there. We got over 2,000 followers on, almost 3,000 followers on X. And then, like I said, 500 is our biggest just single watch thing. And then if you don't know, we're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, AEW Weekly and WWE Weekly are on all the podcast places. So we do pretty well on there also. A lot of people would rather listen to us than watch us, I guess. But yeah, we're doing all right. How long have you been on YouTube? We started in January of 03. So yeah, just over 2 years.
Join him this week and see if Beef can't lose his hair. Perhaps here, Beefer's fighting it though. He's got that power.
But yeah, we've changed how we do things very much. Like the first like 6 months of shows are not that great, as you would imagine, you know. But whatever. That's you know, you live, you learn.
Nothing stopping him from slapping it on again. But he chooses not to.
But I've always just put on like the show I would want to watch, you know, like the facts I would want to hear and what I would like to see. And I'm not trying to get like a million hits and, you know, crazy reactions to stuff like people do and all that stuff. And like I said, I just like to do what I would want to see. That's what I try to do. Goes fast. Yeah, man. Time does go fucking fast, man. Gotta live. Oh, Brutus Beefcake destroys the $1 Million Man's brain. Flare flop. Almost. Trump loves it. It's so weird to have 2 WrestleManias where you can see Donald Trump the whole show. It's just so it's like surreal almost, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cheating.
I suppose you could know this too, Charles. Well, not exactly, Gorilla. I hope not. Brunei, intense now. Yeah, but he needs to worry about the $1 Million Man.
Eric says Beefcake should have been world heavyweight champion too. Probably, yeah. I mean, he was super over. I don't think a lot of people realize how over he was. You can kind of hear it here during this match, but people loved him. They loved the fucking haircutting shit, you know? Oh, double count out.
This contest a draw. Whoa. He poked it out. Right in the shoulder and face punch. Right into the steel post. And Beefcake's going after Virgil. He wants him and I don't blame him.
Virgil has no hair to cut. On his head, anyway. Atomic Drop. That's a movie you don't see anymore. Pretty nice mullet on Beefcake there.
Oh, look out. Whoa. He was playing caution. He saw it coming out of the side of his eye.
There's no way he's cutting Ted DiBiase's hair.
He's looking for his tools. He's got it. This should not be allowed in the ring. This should be a fight.
Yeah, no chance.
I don't care. This is extracurricular activity. Then that's assault with a deadly weapon. I don't think so. Just watch it.
For those of you just joining us, we're watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock. We are at 40 minutes and 17 seconds. I love this theme.
These folks in Atlantic City, they can pick their own winner. This one, yeah. There it is, the $1 Million belt. Brunei with a ball victory. Right now, we're going to go to his folks in Alfred Hayes, who this morning was an annual prize. From the favorite events.
At WrestleMania 5 is the brunch. And as you can see, it is also a favorite event, obviously, of Luke and Butch. I say, you chaps at the training table here, preparing for your match. I see.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
Well, obviously, their reputation has preceded them. Their opponents claim to find them extremely offensive inside the ring, and obviously, looking at this, they're pretty offensive outside the ring, too. Tell me, Luke, how do you expect to counter the speed of the fabulous Rougeau brothers? Very, very interesting. Butch, how would you deal with the speed of the fabulous... Just a private, opinion by Butch. Let me return you to a more civilized environment.
Obviously, locking in some table manners, Jess. You know, Gorilla, it's hard for me to tell who's got more food in their mouth, the Bushwhackers or Lord Alfred. Well, these two guys can certainly do it inside the square circle, though.
Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm ordering food right now.
From Memphis, Tennessee, at the total combined weight of 474 pounds, Chuck and Cleveland.
This match is not going to be good, I don't think. Bushwhackers, I love them, but they're not the best in the ring.
You seem to say that with a little disgust, Gorilla. You know, I know, Gorilla, I noticed you the other night walking through the casino looking like that. Me? Yeah, talking to us looking like that. Walking like that. Why is that? Sometimes it happens. Were you hitting the joint? No, absolutely not. You know what that does to animals? No, I never partake.
What does it do to animals? Eric says a comedy match. Yeah. Just a little break. I don't know what we got next, but it'll be better. Like I said, it's a good show, except for that Haku Hercules match and probably this.
What was I around when Henry Ford built his first car? No, but you were around when I was still in the squared circle, and no. I don't think so. I remember quite well. Look at this. They got poor Jimmy's coat. These guys will probably eat it. They probably didn't get enough to eat at brunch. Well, maybe not. Tag team action so hot and heavy here in the World Wrestling Federation. Oh, good. They were about to tear it apart. Personal property they were about to destroy. I'm glad the Rougeaus nailed them. Shock and Raymond came in there in a hurry. Oh! And the Colonel got caught right in the middle of that sandwich. Why is it everyone likes to beat up poor Jimmy? Because he's a pain you know where, Jess. No, it's because he's small and there's bullies. Everywhere you find him. He sticks his nose where it don't belong a lot of times. You know what he did? Elevator mines out there. What he did to the Hearts was totally legal.
Sorry, I'm still ordering food. I'll be talking in a minute. I'm sorry, I'm very hungry. Willie says Beefcake was probably going to win the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam 90 if it hadn't been for his parasailing accident. Yeah, he had a parasailing accident and fucked up his face. And then ended up with a lot of like pins and stuff in his face. Poor guy. And never won a belt in the WWF. Well, no. Maybe I think he was a tag team champion. He never won a singles belt. And Willie says, I believe that's why they put the IC title on Kerry Von Erich. Oh. Very cool. Yeah, Kerry Von Erich wrestling in the WWF with one foot. If you've not seen the movie The Iron Claw about the cursed Von Erich family, you got to see that movie. It's really good. There's a couple parts that are dumb, but the movie overall is very, very good. Very sad.
Like a fox, huh? Well, regrouping here on the Rougeaus. Butch is yelling around the ring. What, New Zealand stop? Don't ask me, Gorilla. Well, you traveled all over the world. And I have. Your heyday? I'm sure you were in New Zealand. This is in my heyday stuff. Well, I'm going way back now, just to when you remember the SEALs. Was it New Zealand? It was only about 5 years ago, I think. 5 years ago? Aha, now look. Boston Crab! Now we'll see some wrestling. That brings rapidly losing control of this one. That happens every time the Bushwhackers wrestle, if you can call it wrestling. I call it wrestling. I call it more like street fighting. I have yet to see those guys use a wrestling. I mean, granted, you don't have to. Wow.
I'll be done ordering food in a minute, I swear.
The Russos need to dictate this match. They need to turn it to wrestling. Well, Raymond could do that. Oh, he planted him nicely with that slam. Going to the second turnbuckle now on the inside. To the outside. Now, which Bushwhacker is that? Is that Luke? Oh, that's Butch in there now. No, that's Luke. Luke is on the outside. Oh, Luke don't got no teeth. Are you sure? Yeah, I think so. Oh, nice elbow by Shock. Huh, he's nailing everybody. Yeah, caught Butch daydreaming. He certainly did. Double slingshot coming up here. Oh, right in the sternum area. Both shots from both sides, and still not enough to put the guy down. Well, I'll say this, the Bushwhackers are tough. I mean, to eat the food that they consume, you better be tough. Tag made once again, and once again, double axe handles. And still, Bushwhacker getting to his feet. And caught Butch sleeping again. Look at this. That's what you called it last match, Gorilla. Well, he was daydreaming. You're not going to beat these Bushwhackers with an abdominal stretch, I don't believe, just because the word submit is not in their vocabulary. Gorilla, you can beat anybody with a submission hold if you get it on. Like, I don't care who you are. Come on, you ought to know.
All right. Sorry about all that silence. Like I said, I was ordering food. I'm very hungry. Willie says beefcake usually only cut enhancement talent hair.
Right here. Oh, that's the battering ram.
And when the Bushwhackers were the sheep herders, they were hardcore badasses. That is very true, yeah.
Double stomach breaker, I guess you could. It could be all over. This has got to be a major upset. I mean, the Russos will. What happening? Let's go to Howard. Bushwhackers pulling off a big upset. Right here at WrestleMania 5 as they get a victory over the fabulous Trudeau. All right now, folks, we're going to take you to another colleague, Sean Mooney, on the arena floor here in Atlantic City.
I'll be right back again.
So you can see a Bushwhacker fans right here. I have a gentleman.
Oh, look at that. He's all the way back to the same thing. Look at that. He was missing a back.
Cannot explain what it feels like to be picked by a Bushwhacker. Really, ever have a dog that really likes you?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to find a record to tell it right off. Back to you.
WrestleMania 5. We're going to go back and take a look at what went down here in this tag matchup. You see that battering ram where the Bushwhackers literally using their hand in the match. Referee tied up. Beautiful double team right there behind the ref's back. Look at him hook the leg, Jeff. Daddy did 1, 2, and 3. And I got to call this an upset, Gorilla. I did not think the Bushwhackers could take the Rougeos. Well, I said that later on. Indeed, it was an upset.
Yeah.
Let's keep the action going. Let's go back down.
Willie talking about the Iron Claw says that movie is so sad. Right, they left part of the story out because they didn't need any more tragedy. Right. Terrible.
Here is Mr. Perfect. Oh, and he looks perfect. Look at that, Gorilla. New wardrobe. A new perfect wardrobe. Just like Olympic type tights, Jess. Is it not? A little too colorful for the Olympics. I mean, the style, not the color. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
This should be a pretty good one. I don't remember this match, but it should be good.
Positively, he accepts everybody, and he has been perfect. You could say that again.
I don't know how long it goes, but Perfect and Owen Hart may be the match of the night. I don't know.
Referring to the blue blazer. What a sight! I said this could be the sleeper matchup right here. This is going to be a tremendous match.
And Jesse Ventura thinking the same.
Two guys that can do it all inside that square circle in at 360 by the blue blazer. As this crowd is on its feet. And Mr. Perfect.
Man, we were just talking about tragedy about the Iron Claw. Owen Hart, that was one of the saddest things.
Mr. Perfect's father, Larry the Axe Henry. Yes, I did. Still got a
So terrible.
He said he had to lose 20 pounds. I said, get your neck down to 18.
This should be really good, though.
Oh, nice hip toss there. Well, this is going to be a classic matchup. You're going to see some tremendous moves in this bout. Speed, agility, knowledge, it's all in there. All the
Man, Mr. Perfect was so good.
Ooh, look at that. Perfect shot. He wanted to grab his attention. He did. Oh, the fatal fall. Nice single leg trip. And another shot to the kisser. Perfect ain't going to go for that too long. I heard you telling someone just back in the locker room area that you had an idea of who this blazer was or is. Not really yet. You're not sure. I'm not talking. You know, I never state facts till I know they're fact. Right. But I think I'm getting close. You don't feel like rumor. Definitely not. Whoa.
Nope.
I don't even know what you call that. Just a couple of reverse. He held on to the arm and spun through with it. Drop kick.
Nice. And the best match of the night so far.
As he nails it perfectly. And this could be a major upset we're looking at right here.
Both these guys are so good. And Willie says, I met the surviving bushwhacker last month. I was not, however, licked by a bushwhacker. Which one's surviving? I don't know. Yeah, I always thought that was gross when they would lick people's faces. You could never do that nowadays. You get a lawsuit.
Get his thoughts collected here, Jess. Positively. A little chagrined, I think. He's got him in the corner now. Perfect does some real devastating things when he gets a man in the corner. Oh, nice move there. Nice block of the hip lock by Perfect. Oh, he turns it right over anyway.
I mean, both these guys, these are two of the more underrated wrestlers of all time, I feel like.
And standing drop kick right in the kisser. You know, I'm not sure Mr. Perfect was quite ready for this. He wasn't.
I mean, they would be up there with, like, Rick Rude.
We got out of there on the one count. Good idea. I know a lot of guys just who wait for two. Sometimes it's too late. Yeah.
Oh, nice. But Rick Rude, he won a world title in WCW, so I don't know how much you can count him as underrated. But I guess I still think you could.
He can fly with the best. And the thing is, you never know what he's going to
Leg drop? Nope.
Mr. Perfect bringing the knees up just at the last split second. You got to be a thinker in there, Gorilla. He set him up, I think, for that, Jess. I believe that was a setup job. That's all part of the game. Sort of took the starch.
Hmm. Kidney shots. Ugh.
Normal person would have been down for a week and a half. Boy, I'm glad I retired. So am I.
Glad I retired or you're retired?
No, I'm glad that you retired.
Okay. Reverse chin lock now, sitting right up.
So yeah, if you just recently joined us watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock, we are at 56 minutes, 24 seconds.
Four biggest fans in Minneapolis: Terry, Tyrell, Jaden, Jeremiah.
I could be the open for.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know. I never heard you say hello to anybody else before.
I got a big, huge surprise coming up for you, Billy.
Surprise for me?
Big surprise.
I can't wait.
Not too far off.
Was someone in the crowd just chanting boring?
Surprise just for you.
You'll like this one.
Well, nice move by the Blazer.
He caught Mr. Perfect coming in there.
Better be checking the teeth out after that one. Put the slam.
Didn't hook the leg, though.
Oh, and he got a 1 count anyway. I don't know. Perfect looks a little bit lethargic to me, Jess.
He does. He does.
Irish whip it.
Eric says in 89, my first job, I was a dishwasher at the Outback in Branson, Missouri.
Well, you know, WrestleMania can do it to you, Gorilla, if it's your first time in WrestleMania.
At my first job, not working for my dad,
Once you're in that ring in a normal
I
match,
worked at Chick-fil-A. Had to wash dishes there. I was a cook / dishwasher. Oh,
the Blazer was questioning the referee about the count. Perfect saw the opening and got it in.
I'm questioning the count a little bit myself.
and Willie says, oh, geez, my fiance left me the night before Owen Hart died. So I turned on the pay-per-view to be cheered up. Didn't exactly work out. Jeez, dude. That's terrible. I'm sorry.
And his record stays intact, Gorilla. Perfect.
Certainly does.
Big.
Let's go back and take a look at some of the action that went down earlier on in this one. What a match this was.
There you see the crucifix right there. Down into it by the Blue Blazer. Here was almost a major upset. Look how close. Wow, he did get it off, though. He got his shoulder up. Good call by the referee. Blazer questioning the referee. Perfect catches him. Oh, it's up to that. Vicious forearm right there. And then
We got 9 matches left. Oof, it's a long show.
beautiful
It's a good show. It's a good show. And we have good company. Yeah, that's terrible, Willie. At Over the Edge, when Owen Hart died, there were like 8 of us. We would always get, a bunch of guys to split the cost for the pay-per-view.
Distinct pleasure to introduce an all-time
Yeah, that was very sad. We couldn't believe it.
self-professed major Hollywood star. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse the Body.
Eric, do you think Owen Hart will ever be in the Hall of Fame? I do someday. Yeah, someday. I'm not sure what the rules are about using his name without like the consent of his family. I'm not sure. I mean, you would almost think Brett would want him in the Hall of Fame, and Brett would induct him. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised he's not in the Hall of Fame. Like I said, I don't know what if his wife has to approve of him being in the Hall of Fame or what the deal is. I don't know.
That's a terrific surprise. I don't think I can take much more.
Not sure how that works exactly.
To his lordship.
I'm sure nobody's ever turned it down. Not that I've ever heard of.
I suppose
Jess, I gave you all the accolades.
He definitely deserves it. Yeah, he was a great wrestler.
City, waiting for one
Like I said, very underrated. He should have won the title from Brett in that feud in '94. I cheered for Owen Hart so hard in '94 over Brett.
Interesting last minute entry. Jogging up and down, we have Mr. Fuji, who is the manager of the Powers and Pay. Mr. Fuji, come here, tell me. When did you enter this race and why?
I entered just now to show our people that Mr. Ford is in good superior shape for 5K race. And then I will prove to everybody that my powers up here will be the new World Tag Team Champion.
And it's a 5K run. Do you think you're going to last this distance?
And let me tell you, I will finish the run. I show you this handicap match tomorrow means nothing.
Okay, well, we're ready to start. It's going to be very interesting to see how this turns out. On your mark, get set, go. He's completing this crawling 5-kilometer race. In fact,
I'm not sure what the point of this is.
he's having a little.
Willie says Owen will never be in the WWE Hall of Fame. His wife is against it. Yeah, that's what I was figuring.
Congratulations, you finished that 5-kilometer.
I told you I'm finished. I finished 5K race.
And prove to everybody here that indeed you're in great shape.
The prayer shape, I tell you, Lord, is. And my father pain is in good shape too.
Fantastic. And may I say, I was surprised for one. You must have been working out very, very hard for your match.
Religiously. And let me tell you, Demolition, once again, the father pain and Master Food will be the new World Tag Team Champion. Let me tell you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So if you are shaky, let's go to Howard Finkel down the inside.
What have we got next? Oh, Run DMC, shit, with the WrestleMania rap. I forgot about this. This is rap I actually like. Eric says that match at SummerSlam 94 was a lot better than that boring match, Taker versus Taker. Yeah, definitely. Brett and Owen in the cage, I think it was. Their match at WrestleMania 10 was awesome too. Opened WrestleMania 10. They had a ton of matches that year. I mean, mostly at house shows, but they fought each other a lot. Willie says I had a cheater box back then. Huh? I may have something similar now, but who knows? When I was a kid, I usually didn't get the pay-per-views. I got a couple. But on pay-per-view, if you would turn it, at least where I live, if you would turn it to the channel, you could hear it. You could hear everything, but the picture was scrambled. So I would always just like listen to it and act out the matches when I was a kid, you know, with a pillow or whatever when I was a kid.
Believe that, boy. It's not, especially in the five. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for WWF.
That was all right. I still prefer the WrestleMania song. I don't think they use it anymore. I don't know if they do.
Gorilla, I like that.
For those of you just joining us, watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock, we are at 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 33 seconds in. Man, Eric Tate says, I think WrestleMania 5 was $50 on pay-per-view. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of 1989 money. That's got to be over $100 now. It has to be.
Did you see that? Fuji was in the wrong.
Got the World Tag Team title match up next. First title match of the night. And Willie says, excuse me, we still had to buy WrestleMania 5 on pay-per-view. I didn't have a cheater box by then. I know it was under $50 because my parents would not have paid that much. The only WrestleMania I got when I was a kid live, like I mean before I was a teenager, was WrestleMania 10. I begged my mom. I forget how much it was, but I begged my mother, please let me get WrestleMania 10. Lex Luger has a world title shot, please. There's the ladder match, please. I ended up being so sick that day. I had strep throat and watched WrestleMania 10. I remember that. We're recapping the Demolition and the Powers of Pain feud here. The Barbarian and the Warlord.
Smash the Demolition Tag Team Champions. Gentlemen, just moments away, the Powers of Pain and Mr. Fuji and your title defense match.
That's right, you just said it. Moments away. Fools and stooge, look at this. We're in our war gear, and we're ready for action. So when you get to that ring, there's only one thing to do. That's knock your teeth in. We're going to make history right here today. The Three Stooges.
And Willie says, I remember listening to a lot of pay-per-views that way. Oh, yeah, everyone. And Eric says, what is a cheater box? Basically, like free cable, free pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure is what Willie means. I've never heard it called that, but I think that's what he means.
Especially you, I'm talking about you, fools and stooge. You're not going to do anything. We're going to bend you around the neck, squeeze those eyeballs out, and get you right out of it.
All right, the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions on their way for a title defense. Obvious to me, Jess, that Demolition made a very wise decision in letting Fuji be part of this match. He's a lot less dangerous inside the squared circle than on the outside. Let's go to be seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship, and it will be under handicap rules, 3 against 2. This contest scheduled for 1 fall. Currently in the ring are the challengers.
And Mr. Fuji's still in pretty good shape. And Willie says, I think WrestleMania 5 was $20 or $30. So we got a debate going here. I don't remember how much WrestleMania 10 was. I know it was more than 20. I'm sure of that. Might have been like $40. I'm not sure.
Probably doesn't look in all that.
So yeah, now we got a handicap match for the tag titles.
You believe that? I don't believe that.
Demolition in their S&M gear.
A chance, accent, smash, demolition. And this is the first of our 3 title defenses, Gorilla. Certainly is. It's still a Intercontinental one up for grabs. Warrior against Rabbit Rip. And of course, the Mega Powers will explode. That's right, for the WWF Heavyweight Championship.
Well, he says, I just Googled it out of curiosity. WrestleMania 5 cost $30. $29.95, he says. But $30 in 1989. Let's see.
Here on the boards, in one of those rolling chairs, and had somebody push him around for 2 3/4 miles. I can't believe the jealousy in you, Monsoon. Jealousy, Mr. Fuji. Sorry, he's out training while you're throwing dice. Yeah. Demolition and current holders of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team titles. What a matchup this is. I mean, this is power versus power.
Good God. $30 in 1989 is $77.76 now. Holy fuck. Adjusted for inflation.
To be successful, they will indeed be the new champion. Maybe they'll have
Good God.
Mr. Fuji. No, I would.
Eric asks, does all the pay-per-view WWF pay-per-view money go to the WWF? No. A lot went to the cable companies. Oh. Excuse me. A lot went to the cable companies. And then a lot went to the WWF. I'm not sure what the split was exactly. But, you know, in WWF would use their pay-per-views as leverage. They would tell cable companies, you know, don't show the NWA or, you know, whatever, or else you're not going to get WrestleMania. And for a while that worked for them, but eventually cable companies started showing both. Most cable companies started showing both of those companies. AWA did a pay-per-view or two also back then, I think.
It's not often you see the Warlord down.
Yes. AWA, UWF.
I don't know, Gorilla. Generally, I find the challenger at times can have more.
LPWA.
You know, the wolf climbing the hill is always hungrier than the one that's on top.
There was AAA when Worlds Collide in '94. That's going a little out of this time. That AAA when Worlds Collide was awesome. Mascarita Sagrada and Octagoncito versus Espectrito and Gerito Estrada. No idea. Fuerza, Guerrero, Psicosis, and Luis Piccoli versus Rey Mysterio Jr., Heavy Metal, and Latin Lover. There you go. Tito Santana, Too Cold Scorpio, and Pegasus Kid, which I believe was Chris Benoit, beat Blue Panther, La Parca, and Jerry Estrada. El Hijo del Santo and Octagon versus the Love Machine, and Eddie Guerrero, Pero Aguayo versus Conan in a steel cage. Great show. That was 1994, AAA when Worlds Collide. AAA still around today, run by Conan. Probably number 2 company in Mexico, or not probably, number 2 company in Mexico after CMLL.
And Smash unloading now. Sends him in for the ride and right downstairs.
I would like to be able to fit some Lucha Libre in on our channel. And to do it, though, I already spend a lot of time doing this. To do it, I would have to like stop doing WWE. At least Raw. If I were gonna do Lucha Libre.
Woo, with the elbow. Smash with a nice elbow. And look at how quick Smash was to snatch him up and get him out of that corner. He was a little bit too close to home ground there.
Yeah, next Thursday, I don't know what we're going to do for the retro. It'll either be Halloween Havoc or WCW Uncensored 95 or another WrestleMania. I have not decided yet.
Could be that first time Mania jitters again, Gorilla. We've talked about it. Well, it happens. Madison Square Garden, I'll tell you that. Yeah, from what I heard, it happened on more than one occasion. Oh, well. Oh, nice reverse knife edge. And Warlord makes it.
Oh, so let me tell you about Just Incredible. So if you watch us, you know we were supposed to have an interview with Just Incredible. So I pay the motherfucker for the interview, which I didn't really want to do, but you know, he was the ECW world champion, so I paid him. I'm not gonna say how much, but I paid him. And not only that, but he told me he was like down on his luck, like he gave me a sob story. I gave him more money than he asked for. Okay? And like 2 days later, he asked for more money. And he's got another sob story to tell me what's going on in his life. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I can give you some money. And then like 2 or 3 days later, has another story. And I'm just trying to be a nice guy, you know? I mean, I have my suspicions at that point. I'm just trying to be a nice guy to the guy who I grew up watching. And I gave him a little more money. Like nothing crazy, not crazy amounts of money, just, you know, a little here, a little there. And now the motherfucker won't even talk to me. Like we never did the interview. I've contacted him 3 times and he won't, you know, he's ghosted me as they call it. Fuck that guy. That's what I got to say about him now. Fuck that motherfucker. So I don't know. I don't think that interview is ever going to happen, but I'll probably contact him one last time. We'll see. Eric says WWF only had 4 pay-per-views at the time. Yeah, it was a golden time. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. And Willie said Vince McMahon never liked having to split the pay-per-view money with the cable companies. That's why we had the network. Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of surprised it didn't happen sooner, you know? I guess they just went by the, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? Johnny, hopefully you get your money back. Man, I doubt it. I mean, how am I going to, you know? Like I said, it's not a lot of money. I'm not going to, that's not going to happen. So I don't know what's up with that fucking guy. Johnny says, who would you consider to be Mr. WrestleMania and Ms. WrestleMania? Ooh, of the current roster. Ms. WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair, no doubt. Mr. WrestleMania, that's tough.
He's going up there. Is this gutsy or what? It certainly is. And now there's a mistake. He's back into that corner.
If we're going by big time matches and performance in them, I'd probably say Seth Rollins. If we're going just by performance and matches, no matter where they are on the card, I would definitely say Rey Mysterio.
You tell him like it is, Jess. I think there's a weak link in there. Certainly is, Gorilla. I'm just saying they're being very.
Johnny said Seth Rollins. Are you questioning me, or are you just like saying the same thing, agreeing, kind of? I think that's my answer, Seth Rollins. Yeah, I think Cody could be getting there for sure, but he's only been at what 2, 1, 2. Yeah, he's only been at 2, so I can't count him yet. Yeah, I would say Seth Rollins. Agreeing. Yeah. Like I said, if it were just me saying who's had the best WrestleMania matches, Rey Mysterio on the current roster. But that's probably not what, you know, Mr. WrestleMania means you're having big time matches, I think, you know. Here comes the salt. Watch it. It's ceremonial salt. Oh my God. Willie says WrestleMania 6. Maybe. Maybe.
If he hits this, it's over. This one is history. They held the title. I can't believe it. Let's get the official word. I wonder what this outfit. Funky making a big mistake here. Thinking he could do it all. Instead, it was he who was beaten.
Well, that was okay.
The mistake, knowing Gorilla. It just happened. They caught Fuji in the end. He got stuck in the ring. And what do you expect? Those two guys double teaming. Well, Eddie Young just decided to put the tights on. That could never have happened. Trying to catch up with the Macho Man. He is finally.
Johnny says Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, probably his best WrestleMania match. Yeah, definitely. And Eric says in 1989, Bobby the Brain had his show that year. It only lasted 4 episodes. USA Network did not like his show. I didn't know he had a show, to be honest with you, Eric. And Johnny says if Edge was still in WWE, I might have to pick him. That would be a great choice. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Yeah. Who have we got? We got 8 matches. 8 matches left. Oh my God, this is gonna suck, guys. It gets better after this match, though. I mean, I looked at the card. It gets better after this. I think this is probably the last shitty match.
Well, it's all part of it, Gorilla. Announcing can get dangerous too. His opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 242 pounds, rugged, Ronnie Garvin. Well, I like this matchup, Jess. It's going to be interesting. You got an out-and-out tough guy right there in Ronnie Garvin, and there you got a man unlimited power potential. We saw that it was not unlimited. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? You went down there. At this time, I have a very special guest to introduce to you. A man who certainly can be classified as one of the all-time greats in the World Wrestling Federation. Ladies and gentlemen, from the PG Islands,
All right. I don't know what he's gonna do, but okay. For those of you just joining us, watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock, we are at 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 38 seconds.
well, I'll tell you, he looks colorful right now.
Eric says that match was never built up or anything. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Willie says Roman Reigns. It's been a long time since he wasn't in the main event of WrestleMania. Yeah, I thought about him as Mr. WrestleMania if we had to pick one now.
He's got spirit.
I didn't used to care for him, but I like him all right now.
With an impact, it's this guy, the Superfly.
I think he's improved his move set quite a bit. Roman.
We're going to see a whole lot more Superfly, I'm sure. Bell's gone. This one's underway. Look out, Ron. Look. Can't drink it back to Dino Bravo. Definitely not. Ronnie Garvin making a big mistake right there, worrying about where he's going to throw his towel out. You do that with Dino Bravo, this is exactly what you get right here. Well, at least he gives something away to the fans. I remember you never threw any of those earrings of yours out. Monsoon, my earrings are covered with diamonds and stones. What do you think? Oh, excuse me. Gonna throw out $5,000 pair of earrings to some idiot?
I didn't like that.
Yeah, you got that?
Oh, not that you would throw them out, but they cost.
Johnny says, wearing a Halloween Havoc while watching WrestleMania. Yeah, I don't have any WrestleMania gear, so I figured I'd just go with something old. First Halloween Havoc was in 1989, so there you go. Eric says Roman Reigns will be a champion again. Oh, yeah, for sure. And Johnny saying Roman Reigns had 4 bad matches at Mania. Taker, Triple H, and Brock 2 and 3. I 100% agree. Yes. Oh, my food's here. Baby, get in your little house. Come here. Come here. In your little house. Come on. Go ahead.
When starts popping away, he loses balance. And Garvin's exploding here. All of a sudden, rugged Rodney Garvin reaching back. Garvin off the ropes, plants another right hand between the eyes. Athena Bravo, big cover. Not going to hold down Bravo without looking something. I'm sorry. Definitely not. Just can't do it. He's got too much power everywhere. Look at those chops. We're not going to see too many flying head scissors, Jess, or bigger full leg blocks in this type matchup, but you're going to see plenty of right hands from Rodney Garvin. Beautiful rolling cradle. Oh, almost got him. He almost nailed the French Canadian right there. Bravo better get it going. Slipper. And he's got it in the middle of the ring. Slapped it right on. I haven't seen him use this of late. Look at Bravo easily getting over to the ropes. That's an extra weight in the glitch. Able you to do that. And the unlimited strength. Semi-unlimited. Oh, let's go for a pile driver, Jess. Oh, he couldn't hold him up there. Look at that, though. Was able to reach one shoulder with a leg and hook that one. Well, this is a war. Oh, this is Garvin style. The longer the match, the better he liked it. I think Rodney Garvin is traditionally a slow starter. As the match wears on, it's like this guy gets stronger and stronger throughout the match. Yeah, I think I heard myself say that. I don't think so. We'll try to take credit for my great analysts. Yeah. Oh, suplex.
Oh, I missed the whole match. Good. Oh. Oh. Johnny says, every time I think of Halloween Havoc, I think of Ray versus Eddie. That's a great one, 97. Yeah, if you haven't seen that, watch it. Willie says, the Bobby Heenan show was only the last half hour of primetime wrestling. Did not know that. Willie says, oh, there's more shitty matches. Don't worry. Willie says, I have the best moveset. I got it for Christmas. It says Jay and Jimmy could both use an update to their moveset. Oh, the Usos. I was like, who the fuck are Jay and Jimmy? Yeah, I agree. I like them both, but yeah, I agree. So if you're just joining us, we're watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock. We're at 1 hour, 31 minutes, 26 seconds. This should be good here.
Two really tough dudes. Forces once again with Tito Santana as foot force. Hoping to put it all together once again. They're in for a rough afternoon. Positively, I'll say this. This Force was a tremendous tag team. This is the first time they've teamed up in a long time. And when you talk about tag team wrestling, Gorilla, you got to talk about the Brainbusters. They were the champions, yes. Who? Strikeforce. I'm talking about the Brainbusters. Clean out your ears. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to understand you. You're going to see some fine wrestling here. Absolutely. Side headlock.
I had to mute it. I was eating pizza like a monster. I was very hungry.
That was almost what I would consider a major upset. Referee got to take charge here and get two of them out of the ring. Well, they're out of there now. Look at the bridge here. By Santana, backslide coming up. It could be all over now. Anderson making the save once again. But both of these teams want the win so bad, they're not holding back on jumping into the ring. Absolutely not. Look at this small match. stop counting. His arm was right in there. Santana hit Martel accidentally. Inadvertently. Tommy Blanchard dropping out of the way. Chico Santana going for the quick ending. And another drop kick by Telly. And he fought his partner with that fly.
Willie's saying the whole wrestling business is way too reliant on super kicks and spears. A lot of super kicks going on, yeah. A lot of super kicks.
Martel really hurt out there. Definitely. Chico Santana's one.
And chops.
Martel actually lucky he rolled onto the floor. Right now, feeling a little bit more confident right now. Time Martel back up on the apron now. Wrong corner though. Tully Blanchard able to tag Arn Anderson into the ring. I don't think Tito had any thoughts of tagging Martel whether he was ready to come back or not. He knows he got hurt. A tag again. Yeah, too close. Look at how those brain masters even it's got them like machinery. They are experts at that. They know that ring generalship, Gorilla. Certainly do. The finest. And that'll win you tag team matches. Tito stuck a little bit, but still had the momentum going with it. The whole match. And now, that's to get out of there. And because his foot slipped, he couldn't get the height he wanted on that. Right off that second turnbuckle. And here comes Andre with a punish hold. This is a wear out hold. Chico Santana already been in that ring way too long for a tag match. I don't care what kind of shape Chico's in. If he doesn't get out in shape, I got news for you. Chico's in great shape, absolutely. Well, I'm not denying that, but he's still got to make a tag. So far, he's wrestled two guys for the last 2 or 3 minutes.
We're older, Willie. We get to bark at the clouds. We remember what life was like.
So losing the match. At some point, Martel's going to have to get tagged in.
Before the internet and the smartphones. And it was a different fucking world. Wild. It's totally different.
Martel appears to be all right now. Nah, he's still shaking his head. He's dizzy over there. He's on his feet, Jeff. It's more than I expected. Chico trying to get over to make a tag here. He's rolling over there. Martel not extending an arm out there. Still holding on to that left temple. Look at Martel. He's not.
Is this a heel turn?
He's walking down the apron. That's obvious that he's injured. That's a lot to get in. Don't you think? I'm sure that he's injured. Just you don't ignore your partner like that. What's it? Martel's walking on. I don't understand this at all. It's just an accident. What's he getting on there? Martel's leaving the ring area. I told you, Gorilla Monsoon, that these two guys had teamed up in a trouble. So what does that mean? What that means is Chico Santana is now involved with a handicap match. Martel's just learning his partner here at WrestleMania 5. And Chico Santana in a whole lot of trouble.
And Rick Martel would reemerge as the model.
Not anymore. There goes Rick Martel.
Eric says Tito had never been a heel. No, he's the consummate babyface. I mean, literally has a babyface. Spine buster, that may do it. Nope. For those of you just joining us, we're watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock. We are at 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 43 seconds. And Blanchard and Anderson just having their way with Tito Santana now. Or Chico Santana, as Jesse calls him.
it's a gallant effort, but 1 against 2. Wow. Tommy Blanchard able to.
Oh, wow. Eric says he's in 2K25 too. That's cool.
Here's the difference now. The Busters could get a
I think I'm going to get that towards the end of the month. A friend, Dylan, actually, from Wrestling the Pod, told me he's getting it for me. He's the nicest person I know. So that's very nice of him. I think that's it, the Spike Pile Driver. K Fabulous is emerging from her nest.
Only for sustenance.
First dinner.
We can just get that way, so I'm not gonna get by.
Yep.
Thanks.
It's very good. Yes. Excuse me.
He just got what he deserved. You know, I'm sick and tired of him. You know, I'm sick and tired of carrying him around. You know, I was doing great when I was since I've been coming to WWF as a single wrestler. But no, Mr. Tito wants to write my coattail once more. But I'm sick and tired of him. I've been carrying him around for too long already.
Wait a minute, Rick Martel, you're not aligned. Strike Force was supposed to be a team,
I don't want to be associated with that guy. He's a loser. You saw his timing was way off. You're lucky that the beta gentleman that I am.
Oh.
It's going to be a lot worse for you, Tito.
Yeah.
Well, I find it very hard to believe, Chris. I can't believe number 1.
Everything's okay.
And 2, that he said something like he just did. Well, apparently there was a lot of underlying problems, Gorilla. Stuff that wasn't out on the surface between Strikeforce. And I get the sense that Martel never was too keen about this tag team. I think it was Chico pushing for it. Oh, I don't think that's the case at all. But nevertheless, you don't settle anything out there in the middle of a match. You know that, and I know that. It's an unwritten law in the world of professional wrestling. You got problems, you settle them outside the ring, not inside. Yeah, but Gorilla, remember something. Laws are made to be broken. That's another Jesse proverb. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm here to hear that. Obviously, this one
I'm sorry, I'm here to hear that. That's a pretty good line.
weeks and months go by and try to find out exactly what went down here. Rick Martel just walking out on his partner Tito Santana, went back into the locker room and said he's had it. He's the one that came back and asked that the team be put together. I don't believe that, Gorilla. I told you before. I think it was Chico that was after a tag team partner. Folks, we got plenty more excitement.
Going upstairs.
Yeah, I was going to. I have a candle burning.
Get by?
Hmm?
Can you get by?
Yeah.
And there goes K Fabulous.
Enjoy WrestleMania 5.
Yep. We got 2 hours left.
Oh my god.
It's a long show.
I'm glad you got some nourishment.
Yeah, I had to. I look like I'm shooting Batman 66. It's all sideways. Can't get it fixed. We're just gonna deal with it this way. How come WWF made Rick a heel? Oh, because he's so much better as a heel. I mean, the model. Oh, such a good heel.
Oh man, who, when you say Ronnie, there's only one. Ladies and gentlemen,
The Rowdy Scott himself.
it's been a long time since we've seen the Rowdy one. Wait a minute.
Oh, boo.
That's Brother Lowe. What's he doing with a tilt-top? Come on. Boy, Gorilla, did you get taken for a ride on that one? Is it some kind of a joke or what? Fool you, they will go fool everybody. Take a look at those legs.
Trying to think. He said it's been a long time since we saw Piper, but wasn't he at WrestleMania 3? No, I know he was at WrestleMania 2, maybe not at 3. Gonna find out.
Well, where did Brother Love get that kill from? Same place he gets all right on the rings. Piper might be laying in the back, beaten up by Brother Love. Highly unlikely.
Roddy Piper's retirement match was at WrestleMania 3. He pinned Adrian Adonis. And then Brutus Beefcake cut off Adrian's hair. Eric says Brother Love was gold. Oh, yeah. And red. Johnny says it's crazy. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what that is. Oh, Johnny says it's crazy that Randy Savage was the only big name not to come back to WWE. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with that. I have no idea. Willie says, sorry, I have to leave early again because it's Thursday. Well, it's been real, Willie. Or maybe it's not because we live in a simulation. But it's been fun, whether it's been real or not. So have a good night.
He's not playing for the full deck. Look.
I watch it every single week. I just love your story. I love it. I love you just as much as you say you love me. I just love it, man. I'm in awe.
It's a pretty good Roddy Piper impression. Pretty good.
Yes, I know, Brother Ron. I know you're all Brother Love. Everyone is. But tell me, Brother Rodney, what is your favorite television show? And who is your favorite television personality? Huh?
This guy's soft as a grape.
Oh gosh, Brother, you know that it's you. You're my favorite of all time. I watch your show. I tape it so I can watch it 4, 5, 6, 10,000 times a day. I just love you. I love everything you do. I'm an actor now. I'm not a guy down and listen to this. I'm not as good as I once was. I'm an actor. I'm an artiste now, and I just love your show.
Pretty good.
Yes.
Johnny saying, I think Randy didn't like being forced to retire early by Vince, in 1994 and become a ringside announcer. And he was kind of retired before that. His final match in WWF was WrestleMania 10. He beat Crush in a Falls Count Anywhere match. I think this is, Morton Downey Jr. This segment's going to take a minute here. And for those of you just joining us, watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock, we are at 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 56 seconds.
Hey, they like each other. I love you. But you see, that doesn't mean that I like you. Let me tell you, brother, love. Any guy who wears a skirt, I don't want to love me. Well, tell me, Brother Martin, how does it feel to be here on the Brother Love Show? You see, I'm running the show here. You ain't running nothing, fat boy. Belly like that. Brother Love looks a little put out. Yes. Downey better watch out. I mean, he's not exactly Charles Atlas, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I like how they had to have an ashtray out there for Morton Downey Jr.
What happened a few moments ago? Oh, there he is. That's it. No mistaking that kisser. Standing ovation for Robbie Ronnie.
Mm.
Doesn't look too happy either.
Morton Downey Jr. died of lung cancer, by the way. Just if you're interested in that,
Pretenders to his career.
don't smoke, people. Not smart.
I mean, we got
I used to smoke. Bad habit. Here comes the Rowdy Scott. But then again, my dad smoked from the time he was like 12 to like 75. So, or wait, 70. How old was he? 70. God damn, was he 77 years old?
Robbie. He'll take over now.
76. From the time he was 12 to 76, and he never got cancer. So, fuck, I don't know. Go figure, you know? And Eric saying some WrestleMania 5 matches were shown on primetime wrestling. That's cool.
Nice trial carrying hits, I would say, wouldn't you?
We'll just let this segment mostly speak for itself.
You got that Betty Davis knees there, son. You got that industrial disease there. So you're the one that was supposed to take my soul, is that correct? I didn't want to know that bad. Tell me something. Have you ever heard of the Oprah Winfrey diet? But I didn't want to know that bad. You know, brother, with them,
God, it's sad how many people on here are dead.
he's back.
I hate to be a bummer, but
And that tie, the only thing that bothers me is that your face is red, and I don't know if that's high blood pressure or if you're just scared to death of me.
the irony is that one of the things that killed Roddy Piper was his high blood pressure. He had an embolism in his
Well, so far,
heart due to high blood pressure. Eric saying Morton Downey was playing a heel. Oh yeah, big time.
Wino, so I turned you on.
He was a very controversial TV figure. If you don't know who he was, if you're watching, if you don't know who he was, he was like Jerry Springer, but not with as many fights, basically. And there was more talking on his show, but a lot of controversial topics and things like that.
Great. Love it. I see them nice, big, white, pearly teeth. Yes. And all them yes. And all that pretty gold there on your finger. Yes, gifts from the $1 Million Man. Yes. Tell me, with the $1 Million Man and all that gold, is his waist all green like your fingers are green from that gold? How about that phony Rolex on? Dude, I'll tell you, brothers, if this guy makes it to heaven, we're a shooting, man. Ain't no lie. Are you really from Scotland? Do you have some kind of Scottish heritage here? Are you? Is there anything about? Are you chief? Is there anything about you at all? I'm a little bit of Scottish. If you're a little bit Scottish.
Scotch then. Scotch? Yeah, Scotch. Scotch is what a Scotchman thinks, son. You see? Now, if you are any part of a Scotchman, then under that skirt there.
This is a kill.
No, son. This here is a kill. That's a dress, baby.
That looks more like grand.
I'll bite your face off if you do that. Damn it. If you're a real Scotsman, then you don't got nothing under that kilt there, do you? Huh? No, I mean, if you are a real Scotsman, there ain't a lick of thing under there. Excuse me, I should rephrase that. I don't mean he hasn't got anything under the kilt. I'm just saying you're not wearing anything. We all know you ain't got nothing under there. How do you figure? Are you sure you got with them cute little knee? Why don't you just come here for 1 second? Hello. Hello.
Brother Ron, brother Ron, Mr.
Oh my. Oh dear.
Well. Does that mean you don't want to talk anymore? What down and what to go? I suppose that means you've gone home, huh? That just leaves one piece of business then, doesn't it? Mr. Bounty, I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't do that again. Smoke? Yeah, especially blow up my face. I've tried blowing it out that way. Sorry. Tried blowing out that way. Well, Morticia, that's very nice. You know, let's run down your life a little bit here.
I want to see Morticia.
This is a guy here now. I know. You get on the show and you start talking to people because I watched you. There was 2 winos out that day. I watched you. Oh, well, if you were standing up, what were you going to do there? Oh. Wow. You know, there's a long time ago, there was a great bass tenor. He was your father. He was an Irish tenor. His name wasn't Downey. Why do you call yourself Morton Downey Jr.? That's the name your mama wanted to call me from the husband who reared me. Oh, my. Funny guy. Okay. Tell me something then, Mr. Downey. You used to have all these nasty warts all over your face. Big nasty green ones. The only thing you could go on with was the guy who rang bells and used to walk, hello, and what happened to the warts? I gave them to a homeless warthog. I didn't know your girlfriend was homeless. Miss Downey. Yes, Mr. Piper. Don't blow no more smoke in my face. I want to ask you now, I'm not wearing a skirt, so that word doesn't go with me. Call the kilt, Mr. Downey. Call the kilt, you see. Listen, L-E-D. Sorry, folks, for you who didn't get it. That was K-I-L-L-E-D as in kill. You're a real knee slapper, you are, Bubba. You got this thing you call sip it. I don't understand. Simple. Sip it doesn't mean whip it. It doesn't mean flip it. It means zip it.
This segment is all going to go on until we're all dead.
You ain't never had a guest like me before. I'm gonna tell you something straight up. One time. Long hair, skirt, same thing. Later on, he got picked up in a bar as a transvestite. I want to ask you one more time. Please don't blow the smoke in my face. You know, I'm talking to a guy. Now, this is a guy that's. Thank you very much. Mighty white of you. This is a guy here. You know, that's like the fourth time you've done that, you know. And I'm going to say this to you again. Don't blow no more smoke in my face. Do you understand that? Try it. What? Like it? Is it good? Think about that. That's good. That's good. That's good for you. That's healthy. Look, you can live as long as I have. You know something? You know, wait a second. I judged you wrong. That's true. That was kind of nice. It gave me that kind of aromas, early goat's flavor in my lungs. Made my skin yellow. You know, would you happen to have one of those for me? I'd like to smoke one of them. Would you mind just light up one of them puppies and give it on over to old Hot Rod here? Would you do that for me?
He's a card. Yeah, Piper never did the pit in WCW. They let him talk a lot, but they didn't have like a formal segment. They didn't do that like WWF did. Not as much. Definitely.
I think the fire is out, Jess. Robbie, proving to everyone he's still got it. He's the champ. Who's left, Jess? Nobody. It looks like Thornton's going after him up the aisle. Boy, he asked for that, and he got it. Roddy Piper proving the millions that Fort Downey Jr. or Brother Long was not a match. What does Piper want? A pat on the back?
Roddy Piper star films such as They Live and Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Some of the things that went down earlier on. He asked for this.
This just happened.
Morton pushed Rowdy a little farther than what Rowdy's willing to be pushed. Fire extinguisher right into Kisser. I think the cigarette's out now. I don't think Morton Downey ever been treated this
I
way.
sprayed it on his dick.
He may give it up now, kid. He might have seen the light. He may turn into a bleeding heart liberal, right, Gorilla? Anything is possible. What does he call him? Pablum puking?
Joining Donald J. Trump, the illustrious Donald Trump, and Mr. Trump, this is the second WrestleMania you have hosted in a row. Can you give us some?
It's the President.
This
magnitude means not only to Atlantic City, but to the Trump organization.
Well, it's brought people from thousands of miles away. It's been fantastic. It's been unbelievable. The traffic, the numbers of people. We're really honored to be here and honored that you folks joined us. It's a great honor.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us. I want to ask you this though: have the casinos been busy?
What do you think of TKO mega event, boxing, UFC, and WWE, like all at once?
Everybody's excited.
I don't know, boxing's cool, but UFC is too. I don't know. It's
Joining us.
what's the word? Too savage for me. I don't know. I know people.
It appears that Donald J. Trump.
It's weird. I said savage and they said savage.
This capacity
UFC, I can't watch that shit. You know, it's like gladiators. I don't want to see people like beat each other's heads to a pulp. That's just me. If that's your thing, great. Yeah, I'd like to see boxing and WWE together. That would be cool. I would be for that. That'd be very neat.
See why you're doing it. You're doing it, Hogan, because you're
One night mega event with all three. I mean, I know they make a ton of money if they did it. I mean, it'd be a smart business move. I just don't like UFC. That's all. And for those of you just joining us, we're watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock. We're at 2 hours, 7 minutes, 16 seconds. It's a long show. We got an hour and a half, only an hour and a half left, people. Johnny says he loves UFC. I had a friend try to get me into it a couple years ago and gave me like a DVD and, you know, like Greatest Knockouts or something. And I couldn't watch it. Just couldn't watch it. Did you like Sean Mooney? I did. I thought he was great. Yeah. I thought he was a very good interviewer. Good voice. Good look.
Money to be here. I'll learn it, and don't you give me no hard time. Well, perhaps the body's going to stay with us. Perhaps he's not. Right now, let's take a look at how the Mega Powers began. Right here in Atlantic City, WrestleMania 4, the Hulkster helped the Macho Man get the title.
So coming up next, we got Jake the Snake versus, and this we saw last week. We got Jake the Snake versus Andre the Giant. Heart Foundation versus Rhythm and Blues. Ultimate Warrior versus Rick Rude. Bad News Brown versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Terry Taylor versus Bobby Heenan. And Hogan and Savage. And what just happened? Oh, okay.
Two. Oh, he didn't want to count the tree. Let's get the picture wide.
Saturday night's main event, which used to get monster ratings. Hogan was a strong motherfucker. Eric says, I like the event center to be hosted to. He hosted. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I liked him. I liked him a lot. I like Todd Pettengill too. Back then, in the mid '90s, he was a little in your face, but I was a kid then, so I thought that kind of thing was cool.
Footage, Hulk Hogan. The only thing I can say, what a difference a year makes. A year ago at this time, at WrestleMania 4, you were at the side of the Macho Man when he became the undisputed World Wrestling Federation champ. 1 year later, here in Atlantic City, you're going to be challenging this very same man for the world crown.
Well, you're exactly right, Mean Gene. 1 year ago, brother, me and the Macho Man were as one. We were best of friends. We would do anything to win together, brother. And if you would have told me 1 year later, right in the very same place that it started, in the Trump Plaza, that we'd be locking horn, going head on head for the WWF Championship, I'd have called.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get this a little better.
I should have seen this thing coming, man. As the Mega Power team was formed, brother, as the Summer Slams, as the Survivor Series went down, as the Mega Power started growing together.
Eric saying that was a green screen background for the event center. Oh.
Out, brother. You either believed or you didn't, man. And you were either ready or you weren't.
Hulkster doing his thing.
Of the prayers, the training, and the vitamins. He made me believe that he was in my corner, Mean Gene. And it also made me believe that he was ready to fight all odds. That's why I stuck with him, brother. That's why we stuck together so long.
That relationship with the Mega Power, you're in even.
Excuse me.
He went so far as to attack your Hulkamaniac.
Oh, yeah, he did more than just attack the Hulkamaniacs, brother. He went so far as to put our manager, the lovely Elizabeth, right between us, man. It was him that was eaten alive by the jealousy. It was him that was eaten alive by the lust, brother. It was a simple fact that the Macho Man couldn't be the man that all of our Hulkamaniacs wanted him to be, brother. He couldn't handle the load. He couldn't handle the pressure. But what really tore us apart was the way he was so jealous of Hulkamania, the way he put Elizabeth between us, the way he manipulated her, the way he twisted this whole beautiful thing around. I found out one thing, Macho Man. You're not a believer in the commandments, brother. Brother, you're a cheap shot artist. You take whatever you can get as quick as you want. You were never in my corner. You were always on the outside, waiting for me to make the first move. Just like Donald Trump, Macho Man. I hope you're ready, brother, because Donald Trump has questions in his own mind. He sent a whole team of seismologists out here to check the foundation of the Trump Towers, because when the mega powers explode off the launching pad, brother, as we erupt over the whole Atlantic City, he was worried about the foundation. He was worried that the thousands of people in the arenas might become unseated and swallowed by the earth. Donald Trump, don't worry about my Hulkamaniacs. They're survivors. They're ready. But you, Macho Man, I don't care where you stand. I don't care what you believe in. All I want from you is your best. I want you to be ready. I want the Macho Man to be at his peak. Because when Hulkamania rules, when Hulkamania lives forever, when Hulkamania puts you down on your knees, I want the whole world to realize that I beat you at your best. And at the end, WrestleMania 5, I will be the Wrestling Federation champion. And what you're gonna do, Macho Man, when the whole world fall Hulkamaniacs?
The interviews taped backstage. I believe these were, yes.
You saw it there in the eyes of the Hulkster.
Johnny says, imagine a promo battle between Hulk Hogan and Will Ospreay, brother and bruv. That's funny. Listen, bruv. That's a terrible impression. Hey there, bruv. I'm in the ring for one thing, and that's to be the best in the world. That's a terrible impression. I'll stop.
This guy, Gus, a true giant in his own right. Yeah, he definitely is. 6'10", 385 pounds of it. Wouldn't surprise me if he was over that 400-pound mark. Now, where do you go to get weighed? You go to hang on a meat scale somewhere? Obviously. Where did you get weighed, Gorilla? Well, I used to go to the truck stops. Get out of the car, right? Yeah. Couldn't handle the car and you. Absolutely. He will try to maintain law and order in this one. That will be a feat in itself. Well, I'll tell you, refereeing's a tough job, Gorilla. You remember back in SummerSlam when the only alternative President Jack Tunney had was to bring me out as a referee because I was the only one capable of handling it. Try to forget that. You just brought it back into my mind. I've been trying to wipe that out. Jealous, huh? No, no. Big John Stuck getting a nice ovation here. Not exactly your typical referee. No, definitely not.
Big John's run in '89 did not last long. Yeah, I didn't remember him. Excuse me, being around.
Weighing 520 pounds, the 8th wonder of the world, Andre.
Andre didn't need entrance music.
Take a look at that back. You could drive over that. Positively, Gorilla. The Brain certainly has some interesting folks in his stable.
Have y'all ever seen the YouTube video? This is random. I just saw this today. Have y'all ever seen the YouTube video of the guy? It was 5 years ago at the Seattle Tacoma airport, and he was a baggage handler, and he hijacked an empty Alaska Airlines airplane, like a big jet plane, and flew it like crazy, and like was doing barrel rolls, and he did like a huge like loop de loop over the ocean and cleared the ocean by like 10 feet, or a lake or something. It was a body of water, and yeah, I was just driving it, and they were talking to him on air traffic control, and he was like, "Yeah, this is pretty fun," and then this and that. He was like, "Yeah, I guess I got a few screws loose," and eventually he took it down on it, and he like was flying right over neighborhoods, like the houses were there, and then eventually he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do a barrel roll and take this thing nose down," and then he fucking crashed it into some island in Seattle, and of course it exploded, and he killed himself. But the video is called Sky King, Sky King, SKYKING. Unbelievable. And like I said, they captured, and they had like a jet military jet scramble to follow him. This was post 9/11, so they had a military jet there scrambling and covering him just in case he, whatever, I don't know, tried something really crazy. And one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Yeah, you got to check it out. Sky King is what it's called. That's the best video to find. Yeah. Anyways, Eric, I love the ring announcer. Yeah, me too. Yeah, definitely. Howard Finkel. Let's see if this will be any good here. I don't know. Andre's pretty old at this point. This was, I believe, his next to last WrestleMania match. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true.
You can have all the determination you want. He's in there with a giant. He is. Ever heard the story of David with Goliath? Yeah, he used a foreign object too.
Howard Finkel, top 5 all time. Yeah, Howard Finkel, like number 2 behind Michael Buffer, I think.
Look, that's Jake's whole battle plan is just to get Damien. That's ridiculous, Gorilla. Not to me, it's not. Why? He's supposed to be a wrestler. He's supposed to wrestle the guy. Well, Andre's supposed to be a wrestler as well. He comes down there with a weasel. Obviously, between the 3 of them, they got that turnbuckle pad out of there. I don't know how.
Johnny, do you have a favorite Andre the Giant match? Hogan and Andre, same as a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, that match was so big. It was such a big thing. That was the first wrestling match I ever saw, was Hogan versus Andre. So I was amazed when I saw it. That's not what got me into wrestling. I saw it because somebody had rented it, and I thought it was really neat, but it didn't get me into wrestling at the time. I was interested in like video games and action figures, basically. Um, Eric says, so sad he was sick, Andre. Yeah. Well, he retired to a farm here in North Carolina, and it was sad. His father died in France, I believe. His father died, and then he flew over for the funeral, and then that week he died of a heart attack. That's fucked up.
Got up to 3 count, perhaps 4.
Johnny says, I don't remember the first match I seen. Probably it was a mid card match.
Virtually no offense.
Oh yeah, I definitely remember that. Because the cover of the video was, it was WrestleMania 3, and it was like Hogan and Andre face to face. And I was like, this is interesting. It was like superhero versus supervillain kind of thing to me.
Executed it perfectly, and look at the advantage.
My friend was like, you got to see that. I was like, what is this? And he was like, you never seen wrestling before? And he was like, you got to see this.
Nothing illegal about the as long as he don't touch him, he's fine. Yeah, well, he does more than, you and I both know that. Not when the big man's in there. And he'll have to do more than that before this day is over. We got Heenan with at least 2 more big events after this one. Yep. Jake firing back. Works in a snake in the back there.
Getting some action now. Andre tied up in the ropes. He's very good at doing that. If you're just joining us, we are watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock. We are at 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 11 seconds.
That's not fair. He needs an unfair something around that. So, yeah, you admit it there. You admit he can't compete, Gorilla. There's an illegal foreign object for blue jacket. That's not gotten him to the ring. Why should the snake be allowed in the ring? Not only look at that, Jimmy Cotton. He got his arm loose.
Ricky Steamboat and Randy Savage stole the show talking about WrestleMania 3. Oh, yes, they did. That was the best WrestleMania match for me. That was the best WrestleMania match until WrestleMania 10, Bret versus Owen Hart. And Eric says, do you think that's why WrestleMania 5 came back to the same city because WrestleMania 4 sucked? Maybe. I mean, it sold out both times, so that's probably more likely why. But the fact that it sucked, yeah. I mean, the only interesting thing that happened at WrestleMania 4 was Savage and DiBiase. That match was really good, and Savage won the world title. Other than that, I mean, if you were here with us last week, that event was, oh, man, that was a slog. It was not, I'm sorry, that was not fun. This one's been good, though, this WrestleMania. And Johnny says, it's crazy the Ultimate Warrior had his best and worst match with the same person, Hulk Hogan. True. Yeah, WrestleMania 6, that's a classic, Hogan and Warrior. One of Hogan's best matches, and definitely Warrior's best match, yeah. That was epic at the time. That was epic.
Not let him turn it loose right away. Oh, there's that awesome headbutt. Right out in the back of the neck. You know, Jake's greatest hold, the DDT, I just don't think he could apply it on this guy, Gorilla. Even if he did, I'm not sure it would work. I don't think he could do it. And not drive him down with enough force, like you said, to make it work. Well, Andre's got such a hard head, I'm not sure that the DDT would be effective. Would knock him out, in fact.
Johnny saying their match at Halloween Havoc was the opposite. Yes, it was. I think we did that Halloween Havoc last year, I think. If you go back on YouTube, we did a watch along of it. Good show, except that match. That was another long show. That show was like the same length as this one.
Make a show other than tying the giant and the ropes and cheats him. Look at he gets upset because Andre got whacked in the corner with an incident. He turned off the bag. Andre down for the first time.
Nope.
But not out by a long shot. It takes a lot more than that to get a 3 count on this big man. Good. Chopped it right through the ropes and out. Down onto the concrete. Oh, what's the gas?
Sorry, I cannot get this thing the way I want it. It's new.
I guess Andre feels it's safe with Jake down on the concrete. He's not going to be able to reach that bag and
There we go.
desperate. You know what I would have did if I was Heenan? I'd have grabbed the bag and gotten out of here. When you find 2 devious minds think alike, Jeff, you don't do that. That just makes it an even shake. Oh, man against man, not man against man and beast. Oh, it's 2 against 1. Look at this. Now, why is Stunt getting on Andre's case? Because he won't let the guy get back in the ring. It's his prerogative. He's supposed to go to a neutral corner, and if the guy gets counted out, he gets counted out. If he gets back in, he gets back in. Yeah, but if the guy's trying to get back in, you can knock him back off of his stage reading, as you like to say. Heenan screaming off. He's
AEW is longer, yes. Yeah, their shows are pretty long. But this one's gone by pretty quick. For as many matches as there are, it's gone by pretty quickly.
I don't expect to see anything like this. And Jake is untied.
Let's try that.
DBS is made in a fair match. Look at this, Jake right on his tail.
Sorry, I gotta keep fucking with this thing. Like I said, it's a new tripod.
As Jake makes his way back with Damien. And he on the apron, screaming. And there's Damien. And here he goes Andre. And that's the only way they can get a big stunt. The winner of this bout, as a result of this qualification, Jake the Stick Roberts. Jake the Stick, winner here, victorious in a disqualification. What do you think prompted $1 million man to come down there? Well, what I'd like to know is, what is Andre disqualified for outside interference? From what? Stopping Jake from getting the snake? Yeah, I mean, the $1 million man come down and get involved in the match. Yeah, what did he do? The only reason the $1 million man came down was to keep Pat out of the ring. $1 million man has no business whatsoever coming down. This is the best.
Eric, has any one wrestling match gone to 2 hours? Not in the modern era. But I know the longest match ever was like several hours. But wrestling used to be very different. So in the modern era, the way it is now, not that I know of, no.
Between Andre the Giant and Jake the Snake Roberts up here in the euchre seats. What'd you think of this matchup?
See.
Jake, he's the best. Jake's the best. Jake's the best. Yeah, I guess he's gonna say it all. As you can see, not a bad seat in the house. Back to you, Gorilla.
Well, that was valuable. Wow, longest pro wrestling match on record, 21 hours, 44 minutes, and 34 seconds, held by Ehime Pro Wrestling in Japan. It is in the Guinness Book of World Records. Chris Hero wrestled 17 different opponents in a gauntlet match, with the final match ending in a time limit draw. Wow. Oh, here we go. Oh, 1987, Dean Malenko and Tito Santana competed in a WWE match, WWF, that lasted 1 hour and 56 minutes. God damn this fucking camera. I'm sorry.
They say she's beautiful. Look at this. This is hot and vicious. Isn't it a shame
There we go.
that your mega powers are going to explode today?
So yeah, for like American wrestling, Malenko versus Santana, 1987, hour 56 minutes. That's the longest. That's the only one that's even close to that for WWF or WCW, ECW, whatever. I hope it was interesting. Jeez. Willie's back. I thought he had to go. This is before Cafe. What? Oh, before kayfabe became a thing. When matches were actually shoots, they went for hours sometimes. Yeah, definitely.
Herself to Miss Elizabeth, give me a break. The two should even be mentioned in the same sentence. One's a woman and one's a girl. Sherry won't like that when I tell her, Jeff, what you said about it. She's a woman, she's a girl. What a matchup. No love lost here. Absolutely not. Looking at two former Continental champions inside the ring. They're facing the former tag team champions on Foundation. Jim the Apple. These guys certainly don't lack any confidence. Well, they're two tough wrestlers on their foundation.
Should be a good one. Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine against Art Foundation. Eric says the old days of wrestling back in the 60s were boring. I got to agree. I mean, we wouldn't be here where we are today without them, obviously. But to us today, it's pretty boring. Most of it. Not all of it, but most of it. It's very boring, if you ask me.
Yeah, but your book's pretty thin, Gorilla. Not too many pages. There's your favorite man, the mouth with the megaphone. Yeah. He certainly has a reputation. He told me that the reason he brings the megaphone down now is because he says your play-by-play comments are not up to par with his big wrestle, so he likes to be. Yeah, he would.
I'll be right back.
Starting off with a hitman. You don't want to start exchanging notes. With a hitman, you'll come off the short end of the stick. If we ride right over the top of this nice bridge. That was a quick rolling, great look, swing and a miss. Ooh, that's chiropractic city right there. Absolutely. Honky Tonk Man about 3 seconds slower than a hitman. Here comes a hammer, and he steps right into one. Infernal atomic drop. Wow. I don't think these guys were ready. Yes, they don't look as if they were ready. Well, I gotta give the advantage to the Hart Foundation because they've been a team a lot longer than Honky Tonk and Greg the Hammer. Anybody can bring him around. It's the man outside the mouth. Or deserted or slow him down the river. That was. Whoa, that was almost a 3 count. It's for me. I'm just rocking his face. Could you tell me for this man? You tell me but I don't have glasses on. Oh, neither do I. I got 20/20 hearing, too. Look at the excellence of execution there as the hitman applies his patented backbreaker. He waited a little bit too long to do that. You're not going to get away with that move by a veteran like Greg the Hammer Valentine. He's seen it all. He's tripped out here in the last couple of months for this matchup. On a little bit of extra speed. He's going to need it. Not going to surprise the Hammer. He's been through the wars coming up. You made a good point. You got 2 former Intercontinental champions on one side there. Yeah, but not too much gold right now in the purple stable, is it? No, that's true, but you have your ups and downs. Fact there is, maybe it's oh, maybe. Come on, Sparta, turn around and look at what's going on out there. Who's Sparta? That's the referee. Oh, pretty smart. You know all them guys, don't you? I like trying to keep track of them. Oh, look at this. Nice fireman's carry. He turns it into a sort of a half suplex, half slam. You know, with all that hip action, he's got the honky tonk man still can wrestle. Oh, no question about that. I never questioned it.
Eric saying there was one match. God damn. There was one match I played on SmackDown versus Raw that went 90 minutes. That's fucking crazy. How does that happen? I've had some long matches on WCW NWO Revenge though, and WrestleMania 2000. I know I had like a 45-minute tag match one time on WrestleMania 2000.
Methodical once it gets you going. Oh, yeah, Valentine Honky Tonk looking pretty good now. They started up a little bit. Machinery starting to smooth out. Well, you know, I found that over the years that with a hammer, he's gotta be in there for 7 or 8 minutes before he even gets warmed up. That's true. It's very true. Sometimes I agree with you. A lot of not all trouble, man. Not all trouble, but sometimes. Look at this. Shake, rattle, and roll. Coming up. I think it's over if he wants it. Well, he's making a mistake here. Oh, not really. Bret Hart's always going to the figure four. Oh, they're not just going to try to win this. They're going to try to break his leg. Oh, nice time. Hitman needs to make a tag. Hammer's not going to let it. But I think the Honky Tonk Man threw away a big chance there. Well, I got to agree with you, but sometimes you make decisions like that. I mean, you don't have time to think about it, Gorilla. You just got to go with what you. So pretty good match. I think the best match of the night so far, for me, has got to be Mr. Perfect versus the Blue Blazer. Well, how would you feel about it? Twin Towers versus the Rockers was very good also, though. I don't know what you guys think. Outside of a square circle, I'll tell you that. Yeah, but I'd have to be 72 years old. To remember that. They're rapidly approaching that fight anyway. Trouble once again. Right up over the top. Oh, look at that spot move. That's a spot move right there. Oh, AEW Fight Forever matches are too fast. Yeah, they're like 5 minutes. I like that game a lot. I think it's a great game. But yeah, like 5-minute matches. Even on hard, it usually takes like 5 or 6 minutes to win. Because guess what's next? The Intercontinental title. And again, he's there. Quick finger. Stops. You know, I always say that sometimes the little things are the devastating things. Good old thumb to the eye. Nice cover. I would see the continuity of the Hart Foundation. Big slam. Yeah, next we got the Ultimate Warrior defending the Intercontinental title against Rick Rude. We got Bad News Brown versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. We got Bobby Heenan versus Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster. And then the main event, Hogan and Savage. So 4 matches after this. 2 of them are very short, though. fans from the Atlantic Triangle, the mountain is south. Let's go back and take a look. Here comes Jess.
I don't like it when faces cheat. It's a personal thing.
The referee doesn't see it, whops the honky-tonk man with it. I mean, are they really going to feel satisfied with a win like that? Absolutely. Yeah. Right now, folks, we're going to take into some footage from the phones down at the Royal Rumble in Houston, Texas.
Opposed down. What is your longest game you ever played? Are you talking about wrestling or just any game? If it's any game, I don't know. I played the shit out of Final Fantasy IX. Like, I couldn't tell you how many dozens of hours I put into that, but I mean, I leveled everybody up and maxed and, you know, beat the game. And so, however long that took, Final Fantasy IX is what I would probably say, or 10, maybe 10, maybe 10. One of those two. Here comes Ravishing Rick Rude. Yeah, newer games. I don't play too many like newer games. I have an Xbox One, but I mostly have that for the game Pinball Arcade. I bought all the tables that they made on that, like dozens of tables. It's a great virtual pinball game. That Final Fantasy X HD, the Ghostbusters, the video game HD remake. What else have I probably got like 20 games on it. The Xbox One. That's the newest system I have. I like all the older stuff better personally. But I'm getting my friend Dylan said he's buying me an Xbox. He's buying us what's it called, an Xbox Series S, so we can play games together. So I told him no, but he insists. So if he gets it for me, I will play it. Now the longest game I ever played was Final Fantasy 9 or 10. Most time I spent, well, longest game I should say. Most time I've spent on any one game, gotta be the original Super Mario Brothers. I actually, no shit, used to be number 6 in the world ever. at Super Mario Brothers. High score by Twin Galaxies, who they keep video game high scores. They're number one. I was number 6, and now I'm down to number 19. But I'm very good at the original Super Mario Brothers. I don't have any other records like that, but that one I actually, the world record holder showed me how to play it. I met him and he showed me how to play it, which is how I got so good at it. That was very cool. Over 132 PS4 games. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of fucking games, man. Oh, the newer games I do play. I played Red Dead Redemption 2, and I love the Grand Theft Auto games. I love those. I don't spend as much time playing games as I used to, but
This guy is a rock.
mostly right now I spend my day, I read, I watch wrestling, I play music, I play with my dog. Those are pretty much the only things I do right now. Here, I will have to be right back, y'all. I'm sorry.
Anyone other than Ravishing Rick Rude. But with those abdominal development of Rude, there's no way he's going to squeeze a submission out of Rude. But I don't think if you can't expand and contract your chest, then you stop breathing. You don't get any oxygen in there. Rude's in trouble right now. He's fading fast. I just can't believe it. You know, I picked this. This was my major upset pick, Gorilla. Well, and I don't like to be wrong. You also picked the powers of pain, if I remember correctly. Now, Mr. Fuji. No. Yes, you did. You got that right in. I got it on tape. With a lot of concern as well. He should be right now. The ravishing one is fading here. Is lack of a. Oh, did you see that? Right in the eyes, 2 fingers. Well, that'll break any hold, Gorilla. Absolutely. What? Shit. Oh, look at that. Oh. I thought he had him. How you gonna hold a guy down with that kind of power? Wow, did you see Root bounce 6 inches, 8 inches off that mat? Root's getting more than he bargained for. Oh, he's going up again. Ah, ooh. Warrior looking perhaps to slap on the barrel hug again. He had some success with that. There he goes. Root should go immediately back and stick that fingers in his fingers and guys get right. Hey, it broke it last time. If it works once, it'll work again. What's Heenan doing? Heenan's in his pocket. Heenan went into his pocket. Oh, come on, Gorilla. He's probably just checking his slot machine. What do you think? What do you think this is? A Coke machine close by? We got a chant going out, Weasel. This ravishing is faking again. Oh, the referee, Joey Barella, grabbing the hand as he was allowed to. Take your suggestion. He don't have no right to do that as a referee. He certainly did it, but he has the right to it. That's called biased refereeing, Monsoon. I agree. We should say. Guys have been looking somebody in the eye. As we look over the shoulder of the Weasel, he's maneuvering himself around there. I don't trust this guy as far as I can throw him across the screen. Yeah, he's fighting. Now what causes him for him to fight him, Monsoon? Perhaps hungry. Oh, Root in trouble again. Look at this. Boy, he was way off the mark on that. I think he got a little confused. He went to too many ropes that time. Yeah, well, it don't take much to confuse the Ultimate Warrior when you have the brains of a bean. You know, the guy's got a $1 million body in a 10-cent brand. Why don't you tell him that face to face? I don't have to. I'm right up here with you, Gorilla. Sorry. But he was way off the mark. Had he landed, he would have not been anywhere near the top half of Ravishing. Oh, look at this. Oh, turn the other way if you want to win. Wow, what happened to Root?
Are you joining me?
Sorry,
Oh,
I didn't see your. You sent like 3 texts at the same time, so my text preview window only showed me the last one you sent.
K Fabulous is joining us, everyone. The
Yeah.
final
Just a second.
hour or so.
Oh, it's the yes. I thought I missed this one. Excellent. Oh yeah.
You imagine all the broken hearts that happened right there.
And if you're just joining us, watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock, we are at 2 hours, 51 minutes, 30 seconds. Got 47 minutes left on the show. Like I said, we got this match, and then I think 3 more. So, Eric, you got that many PS4 games. What's your favorite game on PS4?
Beautifully executed. Close but no cigar. That's it. He didn't get in there on Morella. Oh, he's questioning about a slow call. I didn't see the slow call. Yeah, he looks like he's hurt. This capacity crowd trying to get the adrenaline flow to the body of the Ultimate Warrior. He needs a whole lot of support from the fans right now. Oh, look at that.
That's ridiculous. Eric says 2K25. Damn, I guess WWE you mean. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. I have 2K24. I've not played it much.
Thank you. That was. I didn't actually fall asleep, but I was very restful before that. Did you send me the link?
No. No, I do not.
Well, stream your.
Oh, yeah. Just 1 second. I'm sending K Fabulous the link so she can join us.
Oh. Oh my God. Was that on purpose?
I didn't see what happened.
That did not look on purpose. He tried to pick up Rick Rude like
Oh, wait, I
horizontally.
can't. Oh, yeah, I can.
Horizontally.
Yeah.
And didn't get him all the way up, and then stumbled like 3 or 4 steps forward into the ropes. But he didn't stand up all the way.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior's not very good.
Hmm.
But people loved him.
I said that the other day that I thought you had told me that, and you said that he was good when he was at his prime. Is this prime or
I wouldn't say so, no.
prime is?
He got better.
Oh,
He got better.
after this. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, to my text. Sorry.
Like 90, like year from now, like 90 through 92, he was pretty good. Or better. He was much better, I should say. Rick Rude has the Intercontinental title belt spray painted on his, you see
I
that?
was wondering why he was wrestling with the belt on. Oh, he's just the best, and he's got Warrior on his butt.
Yep.
Oh. I'll wait till I. Sorry.
He's playing with his body right now. And Rude wants out of there. That's the wrong place to go with the Warrior. This guy will take it anywhere. The parking lot. He likes it outside the ring. Warrior's shoving him right back in there. You know, Warrior's had a lot done to him, too. He ain't got a piece of much energy. Either one of these guys are right for the vengeance right now.
I don't think I can finish that movie after this.
No, it's all right.
Tomorrow, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pay attention to anything else after this.
This is a really long show. Hey guys,
Yay!
did you tell them what we're watching?
What? We've been watching it for 3 fucking hours.
No, what we were watching that we were gonna finish after this.
Oh. Alien Romulus. We started. No spoilers.
Yeah.
We watched the first half last night. And it was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Rude just won the Intercontinental title.
Pipes don't lie, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So today I went to see Ace's mom, and we spent a good chunk of time talking about how hot Rick Rude is.
Lord. Oh, Lord.
Uh, well, she was asking what we were watching tonight, and I told her WrestleMania 5. And I told her the matches I could remember. And I remembered Rick Rude had a match. I just couldn't remember who it was again. We talked about someone else too. I can't remember who that was, but Rick Rude. Yeah, I told her I didn't know if he.
Razor Ramon.
Oh, exactly. You know your mom so well.
Yes.
It was Razor Ramon. She said she liked him because he was a bad boy.
My God, I don't need to hear any of this at all. Oh shit! Rick Rude almost got paralyzed there.
I told her with Rick Rude, like, did they model action figures after him, or did he use action figures to inform his physique?
That's an interesting question. Does art mimic life, or does life mimic art?
Mhm.
Tell you something else interesting. Is a documentary I saw today.
No.
They were talking about the body and how we see the body's functions, and they were saying it's all dependent upon the height of technology during the day. So back when the Romans had the aqueducts, they thought the bodies were all about the humors, and liquids and pus and blood and water and things like that. And then when we developed electricity, we thought, oh, these are all electrical impulses. These are all nerve impulses. And it's like a bunch of, electricity aligned to
Central nervous system?
yeah. And
Yeah, that
now,
is electricity.
right, but you're missing the metaphor. And now we have computers and we say, oh, the brain's a computer.
Who the fuck says that?
Everybody says the brain's like a computer. That's like a
I think
cliche
you
thing.
said the brain is a computer. I thought you were continuing on with your, this is a matrix thing.
No,
Oh,
it's like a computer.
Oh, I got you.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
you can't reboot it.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess you can, because some people have amnesia, and they wake up and they don't remember anything about their lives. So I guess you can reboot it.
Is that why, the people that have that weird disease where, after they come out of a coma, they have a totally different accent than the one they were born with or grew up around? Like their brain downloaded a different language program?
Yes.
I
But
don't believe any.
so when we find out some other higher technology, then we'll say, oh, the human body is that. Isn't that interesting?
It is, but especially with the humors.
Yeah.
If you just have a dead body, it's just leaking shit everywhere. They didn't know about nerves.
Yeah, but
and
that's what I'm
veins,
saying.
but
It's all compared to the highest technology of the day.
I would say it's compared to the anatomy knowledge, not the technology.
No, wrong.
So because they had aqueducts, if they had indoor
Yes.
plumbing, they would have viewed it differently.
But they didn't have indoor plumbing. They had aqueducts.
Yeah.
So there's no if, because it happened already. There's no don't worry about if. It happened in the past.
What you're saying is, as unrelated to human body technology advances, our understanding of the human body follows that path.
Correct.
Regardless of medical knowledge at the time.
Correct.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, I'm saying we adapt our medical knowledge to fit that technology.
Mm-hmm.
We think we understand. We don't understand it. And, we just had somebody in the hospital and the doctors didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have things going on with me and the doctors don't understand it.
Yeah.
We say all the time we understand the human body, but we don't. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
And so we don't know everything.
Yeah.
So my point is, then these technologies of the day are what drive the way we look at the human body.
It's interesting. I disagree, but that's interesting. I could see where that idea would come from.
Anyway, so this is Bad News Brown versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Was Hacksaw always a face?
No, I think he turned heel, and I think Vince Russo turned him heel at some point, and he was like a Canadian turncoat or some bullshit like that. I think so.
I love WCW so much, but I love it like before the NWO.
Hmm.
Like pre NWO is when I love it.
Oh, interesting. Eric says WCW 99. That's a good time.
I guess I haven't watched that much NWO, WCW.
No,
That
yeah.
might be why. You've just endeared me to like Cactus Jack.
I don't know what the fuck move that was supposed to be.
What the reason I was asking was like,
Here comes.
did he ever use the 2x4 as a weapon? Or did he just
Yeah.
carry it?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I've never seen him use it. That's what I was asking.
This guy's a street fighter. If he can't win it with his hands, he'll grab whatever's available. Come on, referee, to get down and let him disqualify.
I love
Oh my god.
the footage from this time period where you see the light trails, you know?
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, there he goes. I've seen it.
And then here's the question about that. Is that because the cameras were like that? Or is that because our eyes were like that in the 80s? Were our eyes different? Or both?
What the fuck are you talking about? You think we didn't see that in the 80s, but we're seeing it now?
No, I'm saying yes.
No, it was
Yes.
there in the 80s, is what I'm saying to you.
So Eric said the body never liked the face. Yeah, Jesse Ventura always was for the heel. Lord.
The Red Rooster, he's your favorite.
No. It's one of the dumbest gimmicks I've ever seen or heard of or imagined.
So do you want me to cancel that cameo I got you with the Red Rooster?
Yes.
No, I don't know. It's pretty, he probably dead. He's probably dead.
I don't think he's dead.
Look at it, stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Why did they not give him a mohawk? Was that not in existence yet in
It was.
white culture?
Oh, it was.
Okay.
I don't know.
Weird.
I'm gonna take out all this frustration. I'm gonna take care of business. When I'm done with you, there'll be nothing left. It'll be a great day in the barnyard. Everybody will. All right.
So here's a question. In Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the Disney movie, the animated movie, okay?
Yeah.
When she looks at the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
right? What does she say?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all, I believe.
Right. Mirror, mirror on the wall, right?
I think so. I mean, that's what my Disney record said. It doesn't say that? My Disney record didn't say that?
Magic mirror on the wall.
Bullshit.
That's what it says. That's what it is now.
Like the Bernstein and Berenstain or whatever.
Yeah. Like a Mandela effect
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Now, that was... It was mirror, mirror on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Anytime
I've seen that movie dozens of
Yeah.
times.
Well, I only had the book and the record. Like the record.
Magic
books and
mirror
the
on the
record.
wall.
Mm. Weird.
Yeah, no. Changed.
See, like before I would think we were living in a matrix, I would say we live in a multi-dimensional universe.
Yeah,
And
there's a
other
possibility.
dimensions are seeping into ours periodically at random
Right.
times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'd be much more ready to believe that than Matrix.
Yeah. I don't know. Huh. Johnny says Snow White should be in Black Mirror. Hey, that's scary. That show's too scary for me, man.
He showed me one episode and was like, "You have to see this," and then I was like horrified, and he was like, "They're not as gross as this one. I showed you the grossest one."
Oh, the one with where he had to fuck the pig.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that show's frightening. I couldn't. I watched the first season, and I was like, I can't handle this. I don't need this in my head. I don't need any of this in my head. A Red Rooster gets a big win at WrestleMania 5. Great.
Who was he wrestling?
Bobby Heenan.
Oh, poor Bobby Heenan. What? That's not Bobby Heenan.
That's the Brooklyn Brawler. He accompanied Bobby.
I gotcha.
You've not been paying attention to this at all.
You've been talking to me about Snow White and matrices and computer brains and all sorts of things.
That's how it goes.
Plus, that match was like 3 seconds long.
That's how it goes. Johnny says I took the red and blue pills with Neo and Morpheus at a bar. Well, damn. That movie, I saw The Matrix when I was 15. That shit blew my mind.
That blew everybody's mind.
It blew everybody's mind, yeah.
And later, when NyQuil made the Dayquil and NyQuil gel caps, they look remarkably like the blue and red pill. They're just different colors. The audience is thrilled for Red Rooster or whatever it's called. Red Rooster?
The Red Rooster.
The Red Rooster. Oh, I was like, how have I watched so much WCW and I've never seen this guy? It's because this is WWF.
No, his name's Terry Taylor in WCW.
Oh, okay. Well,
or Terrence Taylor.
The character Red Rooster.
Yeah, no.
But this is WWF.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ripley, get out of here. Get out of here.
Was this before or after the movie Hook came out?
Before?
Yes, Elizabeth, we are just
because of the crowing thing? I see.
Ooh, look at her dress. It's really cool.
Keanu Reeves taught Trish Stratus the Matrix.
most difficult time.
Is that true?
I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know.
I'm assuming the bending.
Today I'll be in
Oh, that's
like
it.
the
That's
dodging
what you
of
mean.
bullets.
That's what you mean. I know. I think he's joking.
Yeah.
Yes.
both men.
I believe things. Unless I can Google
It's
it.
unfortunate for
They just
everyone
proved, hey.
that these two men
No.
feel they have to resolve their differences in this way.
Yeah, he's joking too.
Yeah, sorry. I don't get jokes.
The lovely Elizabeth.
I can only hope for one thing, Jean. I can only pray for one thing, and that's that neither man will be seriously injured.
All right, there you have them. Comments from the First Lady of
It's so
Wrestling,
good.
Miss Elizabeth.
The lovely
Well,
Elizabeth.
I tell you, a very anxious moment.
The lovely Elizabeth.
Oh, I didn't know that she was called that.
Called her that a lot.
Oh.
The wrestlers have vacated. They are heading to the
Wait, if I turn my head like this, does it look like I'm Hulk Hogan?
Let's go to
A
the-
little. Is this it? I think this is it.
Okay. I want to take a quick poll. We are minutes away from the World Wrestling Federation
Yep,
Championship.
main event time. Willie says it wasn't that Andre was old. Yeah, right. It was that he had abused his body and his disease was slowly killing him. That's a good point. That's a good point. Right. Johnny says, did you want Lana to come back to WWE with Rusev? That would be great. If any way that I can see Lana, I will take it. Wherever she is. If she's at
Together anymore, though.
they actually just remarried.
Wait, what?
Or renewed their vows or something. One of those two things.
Okay.
They are back together. And Willie says Andre was only 46 when he passed away. That's very, very sad.
Do you think that they both had to leave AEW because Rusev heard that Bobby Lashley was coming to AEW? And he was like, don't get anywhere near my wife.
Pretty
We're
funny.
leaving companies.
Pretty funny. We go main event time. The fucking mega powers explode. Eric Tate says, "How come Tony never does play-by-play at WrestleMania 5 and 6? They got Gorilla and Jesse, you know." I don't know. They're both better than Tony Schiavone for me, and I like Tony Schiavone.
Well, he said earlier in his career too, he didn't know the names of all the moves.
Tony?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's why.
He would call like every fourth move. He was like sidewalk slam.
Good for me.
The show Asa heckled him during. That's what he was heckling him about. He's like, "What's that move called, Tony? You know what that one is?"
It's true.
I did not know him then, because I would have stopped him.
I'm a different person. I was like 16.
You're like a hoodlum.
Yeah, I was a little hoodlum. Mega powers or 2-man power trip? Mega powers. It's the lovely Elizabeth, accompanied by Pat Patterson.
And like 12 or
She don't want anybody touching her. Everybody's getting touched all night because the thing is so
narrow.
Yeah, so narrow. See?
Okay, that makes more sense. Oh my god. What are they? They're just trying to put more people in.
Yeah.
Get more seats to get more.
Yeah. Willie says exactly, because you had Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon. Tony Schiavone does not compare. Exactly. Yeah. Jesse and Gorilla, the best team.
No.
Bobby Heenan and Gorilla are pretty good too.
You would put Ventura over Bobby with Gorilla? That's crazy.
No, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Gorilla and Bobby Heenan #1. Gorilla and Ventura #2. Yeah. Schiavone and Ventura #3.
You're not putting Vince on your list?
No.
You told me you loved him on commentary.
I do, but
But
he's not in the top 3 teams. No.
surprising.
Oh, I know him. That's my Vince McMahon impression.
Oh.
Oh, I know a slam, and he takes him around, and he's got him in a hold now. And what's he gonna do? That's my Vince McMahon commentating impression. Mega powers over 2-man power trip any day of the week. Yes. Trump had a 2-year deal. He bought 4 and 5 at the same time. Smart man. And Johnny says, what would be one makeshift team in WWE? Oh, wow. And one in AEW who can be equivalent to 2-man power trip? WWE, I got to say Roman Reigns and The Rock, right? And AEW, I got to say Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Yeah, there you go. It's the first 2 that came to mind, yeah. Here comes the Hulkster. Going for his 2nd world title.
So Hulk is the heel?
No.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about who was talking. Okay. So it's okay that he's trying to take Miss Elizabeth, or he's not really?
He's not really trying to take her. Savage is just paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Did you figure out when your thing is tomorrow?
No, it's in my phone.
Will you look, please?
Yeah, grab that.
Well, folks, if you're just tuning in, then okay, cool. We've been here for 3 hours and 14 minutes, but we're at 3 hours, 15 minutes, and 4 seconds into WrestleMania 5, and now it's main event time. Johnny says Cody and John Cena. Oh, that's a good point. I changed my answer. I'm gonna say John Cena and The Rock, who are together now. So, and he says MJF and Swerve. Interesting answer.
Wait, are we talking just current WWE?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I assumed he meant. Yes. No, that's what he said, I think.
Okay, well, I just couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this Cena and The Rock, like, while they're both in it right now, this isn't like their time. You know, like.
Well, it's just begun. It's only just begun. Nobody's gonna get that.
I get it.
And Willie says Cody and John Cena. Just like Johnny said. Just for me, I love Cody. I think he's fantastic. He's one of my favorites. But just as far as like being the man, he doesn't compare to The Rock or Roman Reigns, you know.
I do not have an appointment tomorrow. I was thinking about the phone appointment.
Good.
And your appointment. You have a doctor's appointment in the morning, right?
Hulkster, cool, calm, collected. He's been there before. He knows what's up.
I still need you to be okay for in the morning, okay?
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. Hogan throws Savage across the ring.
You're gonna come home before the DMV.
We're gonna have to go to the. Oh shit! Do you want to go do the phone thing by yourself or no?
What time's your appointment?
What appointment?
Your doctor's appointment.
10:20.
And that's not at our house. It's not a phone appointment.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go there
Oh, okay.
because I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't answer me. Are you going anything at 1 by yourself?
No, I want you to come.
All right. Well, I can't.
Oh, wait, it's that
can't
guy.
Go to the DMV.
No, you go to the DMV. Take an Uber. I'm taking the car and going to Verizon.
Okay. Good, because that's my old store, and I didn't want to go there anyway.
I figured you would. Yeah.
Don't buy anything extra.
No, gotcha.
All right.
Oh yeah, tonight I need to on Amazon. I need to order a case and a new offside. They are both so oily and very, very tan.
Gross.
Do you think their skin feels like leather? That's
Who's,
what it looks
oh, I
like.
thought you were talking about your. I thought you were talking about your phone case.
I wanted an oily,
No,
very
I thought you were saying the one you have is oily and tan.
No.
She's getting a new phone tomorrow. That's what you're talking about.
Sorry.
She's getting a new cell phone. Are you excited?
I'm excited because the battery won't die during a pay-per-view anymore, hopefully.
No, that's a good phone, supposedly. Johnny says for the women, I would say Charlotte and Bianca Belair, Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné. I would agree with those answers, yes. iPhone or Android? iPhone.
No.
Like,
Oh, I thought he was asking about the new phone that I'm
no,
getting.
Johnny is asking. Oh, what is she getting?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was asking our preference.
Yeah, I'm getting Android.
She's getting an Android, yeah.
I'm a Samsung girl. I used to have an iPhone, but I switched and I'm never going back.
I wish we could buy a phone that was made in America, you know?
There aren't any, are there?
Not that I know of. I'm just saying, I wish it were an option.
Well, all the parts that would have to come from a different country.
Yeah, but at least if it were assembled here, there would be something instead of nothing.
Mhm.
At least
But
you're contributing to someone's job.
aren't the people that make cell phones like killing themselves?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's not do that to
Have
Americans.
nets outside the buildings
Yeah, that's fucked up.
because so many people were jumping out. Isn't that crazy?
My school had to put a net. Not my school where I work. My college had to put a net up.
How many people killed themselves?
One. Yeah. That's
So,
sad.
they jumped?
From a bridge.
Jesus. Did you pretend you really knew them and get straight A's for the whole semester?
I went to a school with like 700 people. I did know everyone.
Oh, so did you get straight A's?
No.
Oh, I would have just cried.
I mean, I knew of him. I did not know him personally. He was on the mountain biking team.
We never use laptops on our stream. We always use our phones. It's easy.
I did use a laptop twice. Once for the white mic interview, and then when I wanted to pull up my spreadsheet I made of our predictions.
Well, I think he meant to stream.
Oh, then just with my
Yeah.
yeah.
Just once, yeah. The phones are easy. I mean, it's so easy. I have a iPhone 16 Pro. The camera's good and the mic's good and all that stuff.
Yeah, we actually tried like a different mic, two different mics. And our phone mics were better. So, or his was anyway.
If you're just joining us, we are watching WrestleMania 5 on Peacock, and we are at 3 hours, 20 minutes, and 59 seconds.
The main event.
Main event time.
Looped around to the other side. Swap into the air. Gets it back to his advantage. Skill.
Very even match so far.
Skill. She's obviously very concerned. It ain't cheap, Gorilla, unless you get caught. That's the American way, the American rules. Macho Man Randy Savage maintaining control here with his armbar on the challenger. Drive that knee into the chopster's face.
Ventura really hated Hogan, in case you don't know. Jesse Ventura tried to unionize the WWF wrestlers, and Hulk Hogan went and cried to Vince McMahon, telling him what was going on. And then Vince McMahon said, "If any of you try to unionize, I'll steal your soul. I'll smell your soul. I'll smell your soul. I'll smell your soul."
I would just like to take a moment to recognize the importance of unions.
Yeah.
For collective bargaining and things like healthcare.
Yep.
Vacation days.
Except, are you in your union?
My union doesn't do jack shit. My union gives money to political candidates, so no, I'm not joining them. If my union was an actual teachers union, hell yeah. My sister belonged to the one in New York. If I belonged into a state that didn't break down unions, I would be in the union. But
New York, where I'm running for mayor.
yeah. Was your shirt just twitching?
I don't know.
Like the alien?
Maybe you're just imagining it. Maybe it was switching. Maybe it was glitching. We don't know. We don't know anything anymore. That's the thing.
It looked like you were making one peck dance.
We don't know anything. And with AI now, we really don't know anything. What's real? What's fake? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Looking at you and not a screen.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think
You could be somewhere else looking at a screen. And that screen is so realistic that this is what you are experiencing because that screen is such a realistic thing.
This is the rabbit hole he's been going down all day, freaking himself out.
Eric says the real heel in this match was Hogan. A lot of people were for Macho Man, yeah.
I'm for Macho Man.
He did seem like he was trying to get with Elizabeth. That was my Macho Man impression. Oh, yeah.
I wish we could remember what that terrible Macho impression was on so we could tell people to go look at it. Or so we could post the clip. We watched something that had...
Yes.
Oh my God. It was like someone who was clearly like not in wrestling, but he tried to do a Macho Man impression. And it was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I forget what that was.
Fucking Macho. Like he clearly had like either never heard Macho or didn't know what his own voice sounds like.
Yeah. I forget what that was. Oh yeah.
I think it was one of the WWE shows, I think. I don't think it was the Dark Side of the Ring. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Elizabeth. Hogan bleeding.
Is he bleeding or is
The bleeding.
yeah? Did he blade to bleed? Is what I'm asking.
I don't know.
I don't. He doesn't seem like he would do that.
Oh, you mean in general? Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I forget that WWF like used to have a lot of blood.
I wouldn't say a lot.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. Some of what I'm thinking.
NWA. You're thinking of NWA.
No, it's
And ECW. Okay,
ECW.
ECW, yes. ECW had a lot of blood, yes.
I don't mix the NWA up with WWF. They're very different, I think. Like very noticeably different.
Mm-hmm.
NWA is so much better.
Mm-hmm. Well, next Thursday, what do you want to watch? Are we gonna watch an ECW from March? Are we gonna watch WCW Uncensored from 1995? Are we gonna watch another WrestleMania?
Wait, those
Are we gonna watch an NWA show from March? Are we gonna watch a Halloween Havoc?
are we Halloween yet?
Oh, we can do whatever we want. It's our show.
I know, but we should save this for October. We're gonna run out soon.
No, we're not.
How many are there?
I don't know, like 12? We've watched like 5 or 6.
Yeah, they're special. Wait, is that my only choice of a WCW show?
Yes, because we're going by month.
And that's their only March pay-per-view?
Uncensored, yes, correct.
From 95 only?
No,
Oh,
95 is when it began.
I'll think about it. I want to say
I'll think about
ECW,
it.
but I'm scared of ECW.
I'll think about it. Oh my god. Oh.
I'll take ECW if there's no New Jack matches.
You just close your eyes during the New Jack matches.
Okay.
Oh.
This is all it was cracked up to be. This is a classic confrontation.
Then yeah, WCW would be cool.
Oh my god.
You know what? If I was Macho, I'd stay down for the count. You would. That way you keep your title. He's got more integrity than that, Jess. Look at Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Well, it's a
Eric says he likes the Macho King character. Me too. Yeah, I like that.
No.
And sensational Queen Sherry. She's a trollop.
Wait, who? Elizabeth?
Elizabeth.
She's not a trollop.
he's going after that power. That's a smart move. Trying to run and they're going to steal back. He's trying to bust it out. Into the eye. Don't move, Macho. Ulster, this particular point, I'm not too sure where he is.
Who do you think's gonna win, Kay? Do you know who wins?
I know who won.
Oh, never mind then.
I asked you before I went upstairs because I thought I was going to sleep through this whole show, you know? Not because it was boring, but because I was tired. That's why I wasn't on the original part of the cast.
Here it comes. Just like, watch this. Look at Elizabeth. Miss Elizabeth stepping right in front of her.
Oh my god. How are they not counted out at this point?
Rough discretion.
He was counting though.
Yeah, he forgot how.
Miss Elizabeth.
Looks like he's telling him to get out of the ring at this point.
He's just admonishing him for what he did outside the ring.
Okay. Who's that?
Who's who?
So rough.
Earl Hebner.
Is it?
The notorious Earl
I
Hebner.
thought it was maybe his brother.
It could be Dave Hebner. I don't
Yeah,
know. They're
that's-
twins.
Wait, they're identical twins?
I think so. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's how they did the switch when Andre won the world title. I think they're identical. Oh,
Miss Elizabeth.
I feel like this is not Earl, but I could be wrong.
He's shoving her back. He's giving her a
I've mainly seen him old and haggard.
He just put Miss Elizabeth on.
yeah, you could just be playing a video game, and like I said, you're good at it, you know. And that's why you've lasted this long. That's why your experience has lasted this long. But babies that die, it's like a 3-year-old.
No one listen to what the fuck he's saying, please.
3-year-old has the controls and
You're gonna traumatize our
it like
audience.
jumps out a window or something. You know, just to see what'll happen.
I would just mute him, but then I would be muting me too because we share a microphone.
Like the guy with the airplane, just wanted to see what would happen, you know?
We are at a very exciting main event here. Focus.
I am focused.
I like how he bends his knees when he does that and like squats, like when he does his like macho upping. What's it called?
Macho upping?
Well, like hulking up, but he's not the Hulk, so like machoing up,
Or matching up, maybe?
moshing up.
It's only time now. It's only time.
It's like he's really excited because he knows the match is going to be over soon and he's going to get his hands on those Slim Jims.
If he sets him up, hits the big elbow. He's successful.
Man, at our convenience store right by our house, they had a fucking Macho Man Randy Savage Slim Jim holder. It was like, you didn't see it?
No.
It was like a foot tall. They had it during the Halloween season.
Why is it not in our house?
Well, I asked them if I could have it. I said, if I buy all those Slim Jims, will you let me have that? And they said somebody else has already called it.
Well, also we don't need Slim Jims, so what were you just?
I'm going to give it to homeless people.
we got
Yeah,
a lot of homeless people around here.
a lot of homeless people around here. All the bums come to Winston.
Well, we also have a shelter on our street.
Yeah, but they all come to Winston. They always have.
Mhm.
That's why I
just
never used to come to Winston.
mild winters, mild summers.
That's why I never used to come to Winston. Like bums every 10 feet, and you see people getting like sucked off in fucking parking garages and shit. That was my prior experience with Winston-Salem before I moved here.
Gross.
Yeah.
In Orlando, they had areas on the sidewalk downtown that were painted, and you could only be homeless and ask for money in those sections. And they put all of those things outside of like tattoo parlors and things that they did not want downtown to try and drive out their business.
Elbow drop. Beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Johnny says some of today's wrestlers should start hulking up in their matches. The Outrunners kind of do.
Yeah.
You know, kind of. He's hulking up.
Will
Johnny says
Ospreay
Eddie
does-
Guerrero had a good Hulk up. Yeah,
Will
Will
Ospreay
Ospreay
does
does. That's true. He just starts no selling like the Hulk.
No, he
Uh-oh.
does like this. He like does his like arms a little bit. Yeah.
Bruv.
Mhm.
I'm bruving up, bruv.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Donald Trump loves it. The Hulkster wins it.
My leg drop is so gross. Like someone's like back of the knee sweat going on your face. That's disgusting. I thought it was more to the chest than the face, but that time it was like straight face.
It's a good match.
It was. They gave it a lot of time, which was nice.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good match. Tag team name. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, bruv. Let me tell you something, bruv. I called my wife the other day. I called her, and she said, "Don't do anything stupid off the cage."
That's actually not terrible for you. His accents are awful most of the time. That's one of the more decent ones. Yes, I recognize it's still bad.
I said, no, I never would. And then she said, "You jumped off the flipping cage." Hulk Hogan and Matt Hardy would have had a great leg drop match. That's funny. And the Hulkster wins his second world title. The first time he had it for 3 years. Just over 3 years, I believe it
They
was.
didn't really put Macho over as the heel very well. Because the crowd's like cheering for him, but like, look at that crowd. That is not a Hulk Hogan just won the fucking title crowd.
That show was just 4 hours long.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
I think that crowd was about cheered out. And you got to remember, a lot of these people too are gamblers who got tickets. Yeah. These aren't like all WWF fans.
Yeah, I forgot.
Trump just wanted to be like, "We've got the WWF in that room over there in the big room.
Sold out.
Wrestling, it's sold out. It's phenomenal. Big time, big league.
The biggest wrestling.
Hulk Hogan, big league, the best. Macho Man, the best. Elizabeth, lovely, beautiful woman. She's a pretty woman.
Ugh, okay.
She's a great woman."
Okay.
He says things 3 times. I'm just. Just finish it.
Oh, do you think he has OCD?
I think maybe he does. It's possible that he does. He could have OCD.
I'm not laughing at it.
4 years, 84 to 88. Yep, you're right, Eric. Yep.
What?
Hulk Hogan's first title reign.
Oh.
4 years, not 3 years. Yeah. And Johnny says Hulk Hogan should have fought John Cena instead of Randy Orton or Shawn Michaels. Yeah. I'd be for seeing all those, though. I mean, back when he was wrestling, yeah. Donald Trump loves it. I bet that crowd is so tired. I'm tired. We're not done just yet. We got to get, best match of the night, worst match of the night, and then I'm going to very quickly give my bone ratings for the matches. Very, very quickly.
I will not be doing best match, worst match, because I only saw like one and like a third of the match.
You weren't even here, bro.
Yeah. I can, however, rate best episode and worst episode of the When I Lied to You episodes I was watching upstairs.
That's the dumbest show.
It's a British.
No one cares.
It's a British.
No one
game
cares.
show.
No one cares. I promise.
I told your mom about it today, if she can check it out, just because you hate it. It's so funny. Sometimes.
I don't understand what fascinates you so much about it.
It's funny. It's funny stories. And you have to like ask questions to figure out if they're lying or not. It's fun.
Yeah, you're describing it, and I already told you no one cares.
I was telling you I liked it. And they don't know.
I didn't ask you why you liked it.
I just said you don't.
I just said I don't know.
Yeah.
I also don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have said that too.
Yeah, but I care, so I probably would have told you anyway.
Hulk Hogan, 2-time world champion. Well, this is a long ass show, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. Best match of the night. Hulk Hogan winning the world title over Randy Savage. It was awesome. It was a great match. Great build up. Great match. Worst match of the night. Red Rooster versus Bobby Heenan. What even? It was 32 seconds long. Why even do that? All right, and here are my match ratings. Hercules pinned King Haku after a back suplex. 1 bone out of 5. The Twin Towers beat the Rockers when Akeem pinned Shawn Michaels after a splash. 4 bones out of 5. Non-title match. $1 Million champion Ted DiBiase took on Brutus the Barber Beefcake as a double countout. 4 bones out of 5. The Bushwhackers beat the Rougeau brothers. 2 bones out of 5. Mr. Perfect pinned the Blue Blazer with a perfect plex. 4 bones out of 5. And I would go with that as probably like second best match of the night. World Tag Team title handicap match. The champions Demolition beat Mr. Fuji and the Powers of Pain when Axe pinned Fuji after a double team backbreaker / elbow drop by Demolition. 3 bones out of 5. Dino Bravo beat Rugged Ronnie Garvin. I missed that match because I think I was getting food. The Brainbusters beat Strike Force. Arn Anderson pinned Tito Santana after Rick Martel abandoned him. And the Brainbusters hit a spike pile driver. 4 bones out of 5. Another very good match. Jake the Snake Roberts beat Andre the Giant by disqualification. Special guest ref Big John Studd. It was decent. 2.5 bones out of 5. The Hart Foundation beat the Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine after Brett hit Honky with the megaphone and pinned him. 4 bones out of 5. Intercontinental title match. Ravishing Rick Rude pinned the Ultimate Warrior while Bobby Heenan held down the Warrior's leg. 3 bones out of 5. Bad News Brown versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Double disqualification. 1 bone out of 5. Red Rooster pinned Bobby Heenan. Squash match. World title match. Hulk Hogan beat Randy Savage to win the belt. 4 bones out of 5. Folks, this is a long show. Thank you very much for being with us. Eric Tate gives the whole show. Right, the whole show. Eric Tate gave it 3 bones out of 5. 3 bones out of 5 for WrestleMania 5. I'm gonna give it 4 bones out of 5. I really enjoyed watching it. It was a goddamn long show, but I really enjoyed it. Is SmackDown going to air this Friday afternoon on Netflix? I have no idea. Sorry.
You should get it Wolf on Twitter. He's the
Yeah,
person that
Wolf
is on top of
at
it.
Wolferus YT.
Mhm.
He knows. Eli Johnson missed the whole show. I'm sorry.
That's it.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can just, we do the countdown. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play, and then it's like you're watching it with us.
And
So
he does like time checks throughout.
right.
I know
Yeah.
you like to join us in the chat. So,
Yeah,
sorry.
but you can still watch it.
Yeah.
What have we got going? What day is it?
Saturday.
Tomorrow night. No, it's not. It's Thursday.
No, I'm saying tomorrow. Our next thing is Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow night we're off.
Oh.
Saturday, 7:55. We're doing a Collision watch along. Sunday we're off. Monday at 2:55 p.m. we're doing a Raw watch along. 2:55 p.m. Monday. 6 o'clock p.m. Monday. WWE Weekly. Tuesday we're off, and AEW Weekly is moving to Wednesdays. AEW Weekly at 6 o'clock. AEW Dynamite Watch Along at 7:55. The schedule will all be on X. If you don't see it as the first post, just go some posts down. We post news on there all the time too. Like this video, that makes a difference. Subscribe to our channel because we do stuff 4 or 5 days a week.
Mhm.
A lot of times. We're here. We're on X. We're on TikTok. I'm doing more stuff on TikTok. Just short things. Yeah. So I'm Chevy Chase, and you're not. And y'all be careful out there.
Bye.
Have a good night.